All right, y'all. We can praise, esteem, and honor the Abba and Shamayim in the name of Yahushua HaMashiach this day. And we pick this up in John chapter 5, verse 39. Search the scriptures, for in them you think you have eternal life, and they which testified me, and you would not come to me that you might have life. And I receive not honor from men, but I know you, that you have not the love of Alahym in you. I come by Abba's name, and you receive me not. And if another shall come in his own name, him you will receive. How can you believe which receive honor one from another, and not the honor that comes from Alahym only? Do not think that I will accuse you. The Abba, there's one that accused you, even Moses, in whom you trust. Had you believed Moses, you would have believed me, for he wrote in me. But if you believe not his writings, how should you believe my words? All esteem and praise the Abba and Shamayim in the name of Yahushua HaMashiach. Peace, brother Omar, man. Shalom, brother Marcus, man. Yahuah Baruch, Quran, man. Shalom, Jay. 2 Chronicles 30 and 6. So the post went with the letter, Shalom, brother Marvin, from the king and his princes throughout all Yasharal and Yehuda, according to the commandment of the king, saying, you sons of Yasharal, turn again unto Yahuah Alahym of Abraham, Isaac, and Yasharal, and he will return to the remnant of you that are escaped out of the hand of the kings of Assyria. And be not like your fathers and like your brethren, which trespass against Yahuah Alahym of their fathers, therefore gave them up to desolation. Now be you not stiff-necked as your fathers, yield yourselves unto Yahuah, enter into his sanctuary, which he had sanctified forever, and serve Yahuah your Alahym, that the fierceness of his wrath may turn away from you. But if you turn again unto Yahuah your brethren and your children, find compassion before them that lead them captive, so that they shall come again into this land. For Yahuah your Alahym is gracious and merciful, and he will not turn away his face from you if you return unto him. Exodus 34. What's going on with you, man? Hey, Pat, baby. Exodus 34 and 5. Yahuah descended in the cloud and stood with him there and proclaimed the name of Yahuah. And Yahuah passed by before him and proclaimed, Yahuah Alahym, merciful, gracious, long-suffering, abundant in goodness and truth, keeping mercy for thousands, forgiving iniquity and transgression and sin, and that will by no means clear, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the sons and upon the sons' sons, and to the third and to the fourth. So, we was in Songs of Solomon last night. You can swing over here to Hosea 3. We got a lot of, we try to balance three different things, man. Let's see how much we can get to. This is Hosea 3 and 1. Then said Yahuah unto me, go yet love a woman, beloved of her friend, yet an adulteress, according to the love that Yahuah had towards the sons of Yasharal, who looked to other gods and loved flagons of wine. So I bought her to me for 15 pieces of silver, and for a homer of barley, and a half a homer of barley. And I said unto her, you shall abide for me many days. You shall not play the harlot. You shall not be for another man. So I'll also be for you. Shalom, Brother Robert. For the sons of Yasharal shall abide many days without a king, and without a prince, and without a sacrifice, and without an image, and without an ephod, and without a teraphim. Afterwards shall the sons of Yasharal return and seek Yahuah their Alahym and David their king, and shall fear Yahuah and his goodness in the latter days. So, hold on. I see this opening premise I got laid out here. So one of the things that we're going to lay out, since, you know, in the more scholastic level, just to show you how we're going to make the inference between these dynamics, is that Emma wrote out, this is the necessary correction. So after dismantling misidentification, the question remains, what does covenantal love feel like? This answer must remain bounded. Now, I mentioned this passage last night. We're going to look at it right now. This is Ezekiel 16. Because a lot of times people don't look at covenantal love because that's not what's expressed. You know, most people be like, "Oh, you got a marriage license? It's just a piece of paper." You know, marriage license as a construct is about not even 100 years old in the United States of America. I think they started giving out marriage licenses, if my memory serves me correctly, around 1933. You know, they trade you. You know, they trade your marriage license on the stock exchange, and your birth certificate, and your social security card. That's another conversation. You know what I'm saying? You ever looked at your children's birth certificate and seen that it's printed on stock paper? I'm talking about if you get the original copy, not the junk they just print off to you and give it to you. Even death certificates are printed out on stock paper. You know what I'm saying? That little number at the back of your social security card, that little green number on the back, they trade all that. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, previously, for the most part, before 1933, covenants were usually made between the two parties, or if an individual was a Bible-based family, they would write it in the family Bible, and that's how they kept record. Now, I didn't mention that for be like, oh, it's not big. I mentioned that because it moved, at least from and I hate to use the term, a Hebraic point of view. Everything is covenant based. You understand? I think we talked about covenant breakers last week. Everything is covenant based. Individuals, I just told a dude this here because he was like, oh, we got historical record of Abraham Lincoln. Where's the historical record of Jesus? And again, that's a false dichotomy, if you would, because when you go back to ancient antiquity, why would the Romans keep record of Jesus? Then you saying you don't want to accept the Bible as the record for Yahushua, but that's the record of the Israelites, so that's their record. You know what I'm saying? That's just like looking at American records of Abraham Lincoln and say, oh, you can't use that. I want some records outside of that. Well, the people of that people are going to make records of their people. You know what I'm saying? Why would a Frenchman want to make records of Abraham Lincoln? He's not relevant to them. You know what I'm saying? Shalom, Mika. You know what I'm saying? That don't even make common sense. But I'm mentioning that because covenant love or covenant execution meant something different from Yahuah to Israel than it may mean here in modern 2026 United States of America. You know what I'm saying? But I mentioned this. Let's come over here to Ezekiel 16, verse 1. And again, the word of Yahuah came unto me, saying, Son of Adam, cause Jerusalem to know her abominations. And say, thus saith Yahuah Alahym unto Jerusalem, your birth and your nativity in the land of Canaan, your father an Amorite, your mother a Hittite. As for your nativity in the day that you were born, and your navel was not cut, neither were you washed in water to supple you, you were not salted at all, nor swaddled at all. So the first instance when you were born, nobody had no care for you. Peace, East, man. Nobody swaddled you. Nobody comforted you. Nobody cut your umbilical cord. And nobody do nothing for you. None I pitied you to do any of these unto you, to have compassion upon you, but you was cast into the open field to the loathing of your person in the day that you was born. So I'll get the definition of those words real quick. Like, hey, that's them ducks. Oh, that's him. That junk must be good, boy. Again, when you look at pity, this is kus. This is ka'u and samak. This is to have compassion, to look upon with compassion. So I'm going to give you an instance of actual application of this in the Epistle of James. And I think it's in 1 John, of what this would look like, at least tangibly. But we were talking about that last night. Like they were talking to this dude, and I told y'all that the nigga pissed me off. He was like, it's not our job to heal people. I'm like, you bastard. You know what I'm saying? Because individuals just think that the word is just doctrine. It's just stuff to throw at people. You know what I'm saying? Like I was just saying that there with the podcast, he sent me as nothing but bruise on there. We wouldn't slot in with them people. Not because they just terrible people, but the particular mindset and perspective we had is not going to really line up with theirs, because we ain't going to really want to talk about what they talk about. I don't want to sit here and talk about, oh, I'm an Israelite and wake the people up. I don't care nothing about that, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? I don't care nothing about that. I understand why you do. I told you this before. When you take a group of people, I remember, matter of fact, as I say this, I can remember having this conversation. Yeah, you late. No excuses. I can remember having this conversation in Gregory Cove with this young lady, man. You know what I'm saying? And I could see the difference in her brain when it clicked in the, oh, okay, we the Israelites in this book? I seen the level of her self-esteem arise, literally. I could see it even from the inside out, I could see it. You know what I'm saying? But I understand why it's like that. When you come in, son, when you got a group of people who have been told that they nothing but niggas, monkeys, criminals, this, that, and the third, you really have a very, very negative self-view of yourself. You know what I'm saying? So when you hear something like this here, this is what, Shalom, Mom, Steph, this is what you latch on to. But in the purpose of latching on to that, now you feel like because you don't have an identity, so now you feel like you have an identity, you want to put on a costume. You know what I'm saying? Now you want to cosplay. Now you feel like I got to change my name. I got to put on these outfits. I just seen a dude today. I want to get rid of my slave name and get the nigga, your forefathers didn't even have last names, cuz. You know what I'm saying? So you doing that, and that ain't even something they doing, but that's what happens when you don't have an identity. But in the midst of finding this identity, you make it completely about this identity, and you never take on the identity of the man who chose you. You know what I'm saying? So therefore, that character and that spirit that he possesses, you never end up possessing it because you want to act like it's 500 BC. And you don't live in 500 BC, blood. You live in 2026. Hold on, let me get that. So yeah, that's how that come about. You know what I'm saying? So you have to look at that because is it better to quote unquote taking on identity and culture? But remember, the culture is not a culture that the Hebrews came up with. That's something that was given to you from heaven. So we kind of lose sight of that. And that's where people get stagnated at. And then that's why you have the repeated arguments and Emmy and Oscar winning performances that people put on. You know what I'm saying? But the reality is you still in the same place. You know what I'm talking about? And you end up being like that, how we ended last night, man, when he seen that fig tree and he said, man, it's been out here for 3 years and it ain't produced no fruit. Why is it still out here? You know what I'm saying? Cut that hole down. But we don't kind of see it that way. Where I was going at before he came out of that. Yeah, I was going to James. That's what it was. Mm-hmm. Appreciate it. You're going to James. Epistle of James. Is that even what I need? Yeah, verse 14. It says, what do it profit, my brethren, though a man say he have faith and have not works, can faith save him? If a brother or sister be naked and destitute of daily food, and one of you say unto them, depart in shalom, be you warmed and filled, notwithstanding, you gave them not those things which are needful to the body, what do it profit? And see, now you take this particular instance, and this is a literal instance, because First John got the other one that I decided. You ain't show no pity and compassion. You knew this person was hungry, but you told them be warm and filled. You know we'll be at that now. I can't feed you, brother, because it's the Sabbath, but let me give you a word, though. But what did that profit? See, that's what I mean is you done took on this culture and identity, but you ain't took on the character of the individual. Because another example of that is when David them came in there to the high priest say, man, I know it's not lawful for me to give you this. but I'm not going to turn you away hungry because the law say I'm not supposed to give you this because I have the character of God. Why am I not going to feed you? How am I keeping the commandment of God by not feeding you when I know you hungry and I have the means to do it? See, that's retarded. That's simple. That's crazy. I'll get that in just a second, man. Come over here to 1 John real quick. Right? I think it's 1 John 3. First John chapter 3, verse 13. After that, Proverbs chapter 3, verse 28. Marvel not, my brethren, if the world hates you. We know that we have passed from death unto life because we love the brethren. What we see in Ezekiel 16, because he loved Yahuah, this is why he got life. Because he said, when you had all these, nobody had no pity or compassion on you. None. He that loved not his brother abide in death. But we could see that with Cain. You know what I'm saying? Even though, see, Cain got forgiven, but that's why Cain's name is blotted out in Genesis 5 when we run down the genealogy of Adam. That's why he's not in the genealogy of the sons of God. Cain can't be in the genealogy of the sons of God because he killed his brother. And wrath worked not the righteousness of Alahym, so he can't be counted. You know what I'm saying? Now, this ain't to get in the aspect of people debating if the sons of God were angels or not. Y'all know where we at on that. Because obviously we know from Luke 3, it says that Adam is of who? Of God. So when his genealogy starts with God, that's what people don't realize. Yeah, you see Adam, but Adam's genealogy starts with Alahym. Adam is literally the son of Alahym. That's who his father is. You know what I'm saying? So therefore, he has to be referred to as the son of Alahym because that's who he descends from. So because he's the son of Alahym, his children would be the sons of Alahym. And since Cain performed a deed contrary to Alahym, he can't be listed there because he's a murderer. And no murderer have eternal life abiding in him. So I can't write you in the name of the living. You know what I'm saying? People come up with a multitude of reasons to see why Cain ain't in there. If you know the will of God, you know why Cain ain't there. I want to mention this nigga for. This nigga got mad, killed his brother. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to number you with me and you a murderer? No, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. Whosoever hate his brother is a murderer. This is verse 15. And you know that no murderer have eternal life abiding in him. Hereby perceive we the love of Alahym, because he laid down his life for us. We ought to lay down our lives for the brethren. But whoso have his world's goods and see his brother have need and shut up the bowels of compassion from him, how dwell the love of Alahym in him? Now, see, that gets us to the point where we would start distinguishing between chesed and agape. Now, agape is the Greek word, or one of three Greek words for love. Now, we talk about chesed, that's loving kindness, and that's different from ahab. Yet they still have the same fundamental practice, but slight variances. You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm not going to read the rest of James 2, because, people take that faith without works is dead, and they use that wrong. Because they tell you that's talking about, keeping the commandments. The commandment's not a faith, so that ain't what that's talking about. And you know how we know that? Because he's talking about people who literally did something. He said Abraham was justified faith because he offered his son on the altar. There's no commandments involved in that example that he used. Then he mentioned Rahab. Ain't no commandments involved with the example that he used. These are people who moved on a word. So then because they believe that word, their actions show that they believe. Keeping the commandments don't mean you believe, because we can see people who kept the commandments and didn't believe. Namely Amaziah. You know what I'm talking about? And others. Saul, for that matter. Yeah, you got to add all that. You got to stack it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you got to stack it. But see, that faith without works is, she said, I heard of Yahuah. I'm going to hide these spies because we heard of your God and we getting down with him. You know what I'm saying? He said, Abraham, man, offer your son. Now, of course, Hebrews tell you that Abraham believed that he would raise Isaac from the dead because you told me and Isaac shall my seed be called. This ain't talking about, oh, you don't eat, oh, you eat pork, man, faith without work, because people really think he promised Israel commandments. And that's not a promise. Matter of fact, I would wager any man at any time, any amount of money, where you could read him promising Abraham, Isaac, or Jacob that I will give you law, statutes, and commandments as a promise. I bet money on that you can't find it. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not there. Which is why Paul come back later and say the law is not of promise, because it's not. Who promises instructions? You know that in life. That don't make no damn sense. You know what I'm saying? Anybody ever promised you some rules before? Yeah, that's semi-retarded to think like that, man. You know what I'm saying? And I hate to say it like that, but it is. You know what I'm saying? That's a mental retardation. I didn't even say mental. That's a spiritual retardation. You know what I'm saying? Because not in retarded like how we say people retarded, but in the aspect of you have a spiritual cognitive decline. You know what I'm saying? You have a spiritual recess because you think these things are the actuality of factuality, and that's why people in this word stagnant like that. That's why they 3 years ain't got no fruit. Just like that tree. Or they be like your mans and tell you fruit is how much land you own, how much crops you can crop. Man, the first time a nigga came at me like that, we got the fruit. We plant food. Get your stoop behind out my face, nigga. You know what I'm saying? The fact that you even thought that I would be impressed by that shows me that you are accustomed to speaking to people of low self-esteem and very minimal intelligence. I'm dead serious, bro. I'm not making this up. Now, not just one person. And a nigga you know. You know him, the video man. Yeah, but he got that from him. He got the nigga with, man, you seen that video? Boy, that nigga take what start right here, bro. The video, I ain't watching it, but I'm talking about that nigga junk start right here. I don't care nothing about that nigga talking about. But I need to cut that junk off, boy. But you can't try to rock no more. How can you going ball, boy? Real, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Just keep your hat on your head till you got to preach, man. Hey, if it look like an uncircumcised testicle, it is what it is. But you can't walk around looking like that. Well, that nigga look like a dog with cancer, man. That junk look bad, bro. But if your forehead start right here and your tape up line supposed to be here, and you can pull up old pictures or videos of your line here, and now it's here, it's time to let it go. Now, these are jokes and they meant to be funny, but I'm also serious though. So, man, you gotta let that go. No, you can laugh, but I'm serious. Cause I just said, but he can't have no friends. Cause I couldn't be there with him. Cause I'd be like, hey man, hey chef, check this out. I'll tell you this cause I love you, boy. You need to cut that off, bro. It's time. I tell you this as a friend. You know what I'm saying? Don't try to run down on me because you feel like you got to throw it over. I'm telling you this as a friend, bro. Boy, they laughing at you. He need to let it go too. And the sad part is he got the Hulk Hogan. What you doing, brother? That's how his tongue look, man. That tongue is bad, bro. It get that bad, you got to let it go, man. You can't walk around like that, bro. You know what I'm saying? If you ain't going to go to them people to get you a new hairline, if you ain't going to do the Noriega, got to let it go. Gotta let it go. Come on back to Ezekiel 16, man. That'd be a problem with dudes, man. You don't be wanting to let that junk go. You going bald. What's happening with you, man? This is verse 5 again, man. None pitied you to do any of these unto you, to have compassion upon you, but you was cast into the open field to the loathing of your person. I want y'all to hear loathing of your person. They might got a chair in there, garage, man. When you look at goldenness, Gamal, Ayin and Lamad, that's loathing of abhorrence. People hated you. Hey. What y'all got going on, man? Y'all niggas tripping. Verse 6. And when I passed by you and saw you polluted in your own blood, I said unto you, when you was in your blood, live. Yeah, I said unto you, when you was in your blood, live. Now, this is a spiritual aspect. We talked about this the other day. When you sin in certain aspects, little Johnny, what did he say in the text, man? Your blood be upon you. So when he saw you in your blood or in your sin, he told you to live. You know what I'm saying? So while you were yet in your sins, Amashiach died for the ungodly. Let me read it, Proverbs 3:28, before I forget. It say not unto your neighbor, go come again, and tomorrow I will give when you have it by you. Matter of fact, it's verse 27. Withhold not good from them to whom it is due when it is in the power of your hand to do it. Say not again unto your neighbor, go come again, and tomorrow I will give you when you have it by you. And you know what that take you back to? What's in the epistle of the Romans. For him to know to do good and not do it, that's sin unto him. Now, see, that ain't just given to somebody either. To know to do the right thing and to not do it, boy, you just sin. Niggas be jump up and scream where that's at in the law, because that's what's been the point of contention for the last couple of days. Is it a sin if it's not written in the law? And I'm going to tell y'all again, like I said the last time we had this conversation. Individuals want to teach the word and talk about the word 24/7, 365, but yet you don't have enough mishpat in you to be able to look at a situation and be able to tell what's holy and what's not, what's clean and what's not, what's righteous and what's not. You should be able to look at all sin. I shouldn't have to read that two women can't bump coochies. You know why I know it's unlawful for two women to bump coochies? Because it's unnatural. You know why I know it's unnatural? Because she can't be fruitful and multiply. You know why I can say a nigga a faggot for letting the nigga let his old lady pegging? Because that's unnatural, boy. Don't nothing come out your butthole but waste. Don't no life come out of that. But it's a woman doing it. You still a homosexual. You know what I'm saying? You cannot daydream of a man's member and want a facsimile of his member in your anus and think that, well, I'm not gay because a woman did it. No, sir, you're a homosexual. You just tried to clean it up in your brain because it's a woman thrusting on you that you're not a homosexual. Sir, you're gay. Huh? Yeah, you gay. You gay. I mean, there's no way around that. Well, Ice-T told him, he said, you know, I have relationships with women and sex with men. I'm not gay. He said, I got news for you. That means you're gay. You know what I'm talking about? But nevertheless, it's no different than, you know the kiss of shame, you know, the osculo infume. You ain't got no business putting your mouth on nobody's butt. That's what Satan wants you to do. You know about the osculo infume? Hold on, I got you. You're going to learn something today. You ain't gonna know nothing about that. That's why the boys always walk around here hitting you with this here on the basketball court. You be mimicking. That's Satan looking through the butthole of a young boy. Yeah.
That's all you should.
Listen, osculo infame. That's Latin. It means shameful kiss. It's the historical term in folklore and witch hunt trials referring to the ritual greeting where witches supposedly kiss the anus of the devil. This act, often called the kiss of shame, symbolized the pledge of allegiance and was reportedly used in and used against people in accusations of witchcraft. Again, this is the witch's supposed ritual upon meeting with the devil. The name means the shameful kiss or kiss of shame, since it involves kissing the devil's anus or his other mouth. According to folklore, it was the kiss that allowed the devil to seduce women. Yeah, this ain't during the era of witch hunting. Many believe that witches worshiped the devil and paid him homage by kissing his posterior. The osculo infame is mentioned nearly every single recorded account of a witch's Sabbath, and in confessions, most of which were extracted under torture. Although most common in Europe, no illustrations of it exist in publications of English persecutions, possibly as torture was not regularly employed in the questioning of those accused. It was called the kiss of shame because it was generally regarded as an act of degradation. According to the allegations, witches would give the kiss of shame at the beginning of the Shabbat after the devil had read the names of his followers. They would approach him by crawling or walking backwards, turn, bow, and kiss his posterior. It was believed that this kiss was required for a new witch to be initiated, and the kiss was followed by feasting. Sometimes witches kiss not only the devil's fundament, but lower ranking demons as well. You know what I'm saying? You got no business. Yeah, that's Allah. Allah is linked to that. Yeah, when you got to go walk around the cobblestone and you got to put your mouth on that, kiss that cobblestone, it's in something that is in the shape of a vulva, because before Islam was created, the Arabs had a god for every day of the year, 360. And then you have the daughters of Allah. So the aspect of kissing a woman's genitals, we talk about that when it pertains to what do you call Baal Peor. Now, in and of itself, putting your mouth on people's genitals in and of itself is not a sin per se. It's not maybe not expedient, but the reality is that in ancient civilizations and what you call them things, man? Cults, but it's something else that come in front of the word cult. It's escaping me at this time. Certain sexual acts were part of the ritualistic worship of particular deities. So, performing fellatio or coniglius was part of the worship of Baal Peor.
Would that kind of be the same as like waste? Because blood,
It can be, you know what I'm saying? That's the same with a man's member. But putting your mouth on somebody's butt is to the greatest extreme.
So cool.
Not to an extent, you know what I'm saying? That's not something that necessarily was a part of Israelite culture, but it was a part of other people's culture, because that's how they worship their gods. You would go into the temple of that particular cult god you was worshiping, and that's where the male temple prostitutes come in at. Or when he said don't bring in the price of a whore, because they would go into these temples where they worship these gods at, and they would go in there and get freaky.
I seen the video that rock. I don't know how niggas gonna see that.
Yeah, because Shalom, Brother Shaw, and I mentioned that mainly because the mass majority of the ancient civilizations worship the reproductive organs. You know what I'm saying? So this is the part of the reason why they participated in such behavior, because reproductive worship was like, okay, people go in about is Easter Astaroth or not, but at the end of the day, she a fertility goddess. So that's going to be the worshiping of reproduction. You know what I'm saying? Because they saw that was the advent of life and not Yahuah being the advent of life. So they worship the phallus and the uterus. You know what I'm saying? So that's just how they operate. You know what I'm saying? So what now? I mean, it is sodomy in the definition of it in the modern times, but it wasn't sodomy in their time because that word didn't exist. You know what I'm saying? Sodomy during that time, at least in Hebrew, meant that nigga was a male temple prostitute. Like when you see sodomite in there, this was talking about a man who was selling his butt in a temple of another god, versus what we see it now as it's defined as oral and anal sex. You know what I'm saying?
Partaking that, do you think that's Kadash?
No, not necessarily.
That's what I need to know.
Yeah, not necessarily. You know what I'm saying? But you already know I'm not regulating nobody's genitals. But if you look at it, is this set apart conduct? No, because then you'd be like the rest of them people. Now, some people, well, sex ain't set apart conduct. Well, they mean that's a natural part of things. But the African people that they were around, the Hamite people, them people were freaks. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how freaky Israel was in Egypt, but you know what I'm saying? Because they don't have a whole bunch of records of how freaky they were. But the Egyptians were freaks, and them Canaanites were freaks. You know what I'm saying? If you just do history, them people were freaks. They got it down. The Babylonians were freaks. You know what I'm saying? That's the Kof Benof. Y'all remember that? Them people were freaks. But see, that's going to get into the part when we talk about eros or erotic love. You know what I'm saying? And that erotic love is tied to that. And that level of freakiness in that Greek word eros, it's a fragrance called eros. I wouldn't recommend you buy it. Not because it's called eros. Yeah, because it smells terrible.
Great, man.
Terrible. Synthetic apples, just terrible. Better choices. Better choices. I had a sample of Arrow. It's cool. I'd never wear it again in life.
I always got company there. I keep that.
Hey, listen, now I'm gonna tell you something, right? Now, and I mean this here, right? This is just my personal. 99.9% of fragrances smell good. Let's just get that out of the way.
You said 99%?
99.9% of them smell good.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They may not smell good to you.
Preference, isn't it?
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're right. I ain't never
99.9% of them smell good.
bad.
Yeah, most of them smell bad.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? He said Dylan Blue. Oh God.
They meant to smell good, so it's like soap at the stove.
You know what I'm
Ain't
saying?
no soap at the stove stinks. It's just your preference of what you like.
Yeah. That's not my preference in these days.
Yeah, I ain't never,
So, but-
I never smelled no soap that
But now I mentioned that because that erotic love is tied into that chemical release, especially with that oxytocin, and then you start participating in those sexual activities, and that's how you get cling to an individual, and you think that you love them. But what you love is the way they make your loins throb. That's what you love. You know what I'm saying? But we get into that. Yeah, we get into that. You know what I'm saying? Where we at? I read that already. Come on back to Ezekiel 16. Nah, man, arrows give me a headache. That's gonna give me a headache. 16 and 6 again. We're gonna work our way to 8, and then we're gonna get to rolling. Because what I want to try to do is we're gonna look at Songs of Solomon too. Take that in conjunction. Of course, you know, we went over 1 Corinthians 13 recently and several times, but for the sake of the book, I gotta do it again. Most elements of Hosea 3, but we're going to be in Songs of Solomon 2. Our objective is to run down every chapter of Songs of Solomon, because Songs of Solomon, at least in the scholastic world, is attached to what erotic love looks like. Because people are freaks. Y'all know that. Some people believe Songs of Solomon is talking about performing fellatio and other sexual acts. You know what I'm saying? Because people are freaks. So I say that because when you have a particular type of mindset and you read certain things, you're going to decipher it according to the mindset that you have. I told you, I've never read Songs of Solomon and thought he was talking about getting freaky. Nevertheless, I can see why some people would. You know what I'm saying? I ain't going to just be like, it's patently absurd. I can see why you would think that.
Which one is this? Because I ain't impressed.
Oh, I mean, you'd have to talk to individuals about it. I've definitely heard several people say that. I've seen people, I can't remember the verse they point to. See, he talking about getting hit right there. I'm like, yeah, you wild.
Do was something about the cluster of grapes.
Yeah, the cluster of grapes. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, like, yeah, y'all boys wild. That's a word God gonna get from heaven. Yeah, that sounds about right. 16 and 6 though. And when I passed by you and saw you polluted in your own blood, I said unto you, when you was in your blood, live. Yea, I said unto you, when you was in your blood, live. I've caused you to multiply as the bud of the field, and you have increased in waxen great, and you will come to excellent ornaments. Breasts are fashioned, your hair is grown, whereas you were naked and bare. Now when I passed by you and looked upon you, behold, the time was the time of love, and I spread my skirt over you and covered your nakedness. Yea, I swear unto you, and then into a covenant with you, saith Yahuah Alahym, and you became mine. So when you look at it, when he say there was a time of love, I took my skirt and I covered you, or I took my garment. So when you look at taking that garment, I covered you with the Ruach HaKodesh, because if you ain't got the Ruach, if you ain't got Yahushua HaMashiach on, well, you still naked out here. You know what he said in Revelation 16 and 15 all the time? He said, you better watch and keep your garments, lest you be found naked and your shame appear. And that's going to take us right back to the garden. But when they ate from that tree, their shame appeared. That's why he said, oh, I'm naked, your sin out. So he tried to cover his own sin. Yahuwah gave him a garment to cover that sin. I'm going to cover that for you. You know what I'm saying? So when you look at a time of love, he said when he seen that time of love was congruent with that covenant. So when we look at love from an aspect scripturally, you know, ahab or chesed or agape, whichever one we're going to look at, and we'll make a distinction between all three. There's a covenant contained in that. When you seen Jonathan and David, they entered into a covenant with one another. Then he say, well, your love surpassed the love of a woman. And like I say, individuals look at that and they think homosexual because you probably have latent homosexual tendencies. And you know why you have latent homosexual tendencies? Because you never probably had a friend who you loved in this capacity who requited that love back in return, because you think everything has to do with friction of your genitals or your anus. And that's unfortunate. But we know that it's like that because you live in an over-sexualized society. So you can't think of anything other than sex when you have a dynamic between two people. You know what I'm saying? That's why two people can be cool and people automatically think, well, they got to be having sex because you a freak. Now, that's not to say them people back in the days wasn't freaks, because they was. Let's not get it twisted. You know what I'm saying? They were freaking now. For Sodom and Gomorrah to get destroyed, they was getting it in. They were some freaky people. And them Israelites were some freaky people. You know what I'm saying? But nevertheless, I'm just talking about now in the time frame that we live in. Most people are overly consumed with sex. Like in one of them videos I clicked on, one of them, a dude was like, you know, he asked him, what was your biggest obstacle in this walk? He said lust. He was like, because everybody deal with that. I know why he said that, because in most men's mind, they think every man deal with that because you ain't got no pimping in you. You know what I'm saying? Now I say that not being funny. When you got some pimping in you, you not ruled by your desires, because you know your desires can ruin the money, and the money is the most important thing. You know what I'm saying? That woman's body is not the most important thing to you. It's whatever value that she extends to you, so you don't let your desires rule you. Or if some of y'all old enough to remember when, you know, Trick Daddy had a song, he said, if you know, if you're coochie proof, you're well off. Most dudes are not. Woman get butt naked in front of him right now, he gonna lose his brain. This is usually because you know why most men feel like that? Because you wasn't getting none. Or your mama didn't love you properly. So you seeking that intimacy and that closeness that you wanted to have with your mama, you trying to get that in between every woman's legs you come across. And this is why you laying with all these women, because you're trying to fill that void of the motherly love that you perceive that you didn't get. Or you just a freak. Because some people, there is no rhyme and reason. They just freaky like that. Or, as we mentioned last night, that oxytocin release, that dopamine release, you chasing that high. You know what I'm saying? And you like, well, I done got high off of her. I need something stronger. Now you're going to the next woman. Oh, the high I got from her, I need something stronger and stronger and stronger. Because a lot of people is just that. You chasing that high. You ain't gonna never fit. You ain't gonna never meet that high. You ain't gonna never meet that. That ain't how that works. But here's the next thing, right? Oh, lost my page. Now, we'll get to what covenantal love feels like. This is what it is not. It is not constant intensity. It is not emotional certainty. And it is not uninterrupted closeness. These belong into earlier phases. The phenomenology of stability. Covenantal love is experienced as reduced volatility, increased clarity, and sustained orientation towards the other's good. The shift is not loss, it is stabilization. And the active profile contains calm rather than surge, clarity rather than obsession, and presence rather than projection. Now, one aspect that we just included that we ain't started working on is the religious psychosis of falling in love. How people fall in love with the idea of religion and or their religious leader. That produces the same psychological effect of falling in love with the opposite sex. You know what I'm saying? But get back with me on that, because we're working on that. You can kind of see that, well, how Absalom stole the hearts of the people, what the beast is going to be working to do, what when he say, you know, people drawing people after them, even like what Paul was talking about in Corinthians, when he said, hey, man, some people say I'm of Apollos, some from this here, he said, oh, you carnal, because that's a carnal way of thinking. You know what I'm saying? But going back to this particular aspect of what was referenced here, which is that it is reduced volatility. And of course, again, increased clarity. So I want you to come over here to Proverbs. I think it's 28 and 16. Or it might be 29. Let me check. I'm gonna type it in. 29 and 18. Where there is no vision, the people perish. But he that keep the law, happy is he. Now, why are we looking at that? Because where there's a vision, there's clarity. Now, let's look and see where we can see this clarity at from Romans 16 and 25. Because Shalom, says Kelly, the covenant love that Yahuah has to give brings forth clearness. There's no ambiguity. As it says in Proverbs 8, he said, my words are plain to them who understand. So a lot of people believe that it's ambiguity with Yahushua HaMashiach. It's only because you're carnal. That's why it's not clear and plain to you. Anybody who has understanding, who is, that's what I'm looking for, converted themselves and renewed their mind, it's pretty plain and it's pretty clear. Now, when you talk about theological debates and conversations, that might be different. We don't engage nor participate in any of those. This is Romans 16 and 25. Now, him that is of power to establish you according to my basar and the preaching of Yahushua HaMashiach, according to the revelation of the mystery which was kept secret since the world began, but is now made manifest and by the scriptures of the prophets, according to the commandment of the everlasting Alahym, made known to all nations for the obedience of faith. At this point, it's plain. Matter of fact, come over here to John 16 where he tells his apostles about this. Now, remember, we talked about this last night. He said, hey, this is my blood, which is shed in the new covenant for remission of sins. That covenantal agreement was based off of love. That's why I say it's a time of love. So the time of love, if we look at covering, what's Hebrew word would you want to use for covering now? What means covering anyway? It's two words, but one in particular. No, not that one. It's got an appointed time attached to it. It's got an appointed time attached to this word that means cover. Yeah, your atonement. Remember, atonement, a kafar means to cover, to purge, to reconcile, to make atonement for. So when he tell you, hey, I'm going to cover that, which I don't think that's the Hebrew word that's used in that particular spot.
I said, come on, I mean, that's what I mean.
Where's that there? Just because I think it's the other word for cover there. Kasab, to cover, to hide. And it's no different than when Yahuah took and covered and hid the nakedness of Adam in the garden. You know what I'm saying? Cover that up. That goes back to, I forgive sin, iniquity, and transgression, but no means clear. Because he didn't clear it. He covered it, but he ain't clear it. You know what I'm saying? And I think a lot of people also have that misconstrued that they think forgiveness means clearance. Forgiveness does not mean clearance. He will forgive you. You not going to be cleared, meaning there will be some type of punishment and retribution for your conduct. You know what I'm saying? We believe that you forgiven, you walk away scot-free. Now, of course, we went over these examples before, so you know that he forgave David. David did not get away scot-free. The only thing people look at is the baby dying. This man lost all his wives. The sword was always going to be in his house. There were other things that, hey, you have to suffer a loss. His forgiveness comes with a loss. You're going to lose something. You're going to get chastised in some type of capacity. You know what I'm saying? Because you're not going to learn anything from that. And that's what people don't realize. If I forgive you without chastisement or instruction of any type, you haven't really been learned anything to not do that again. Because all you look at it is, God forgive me. God forgive me. And now you think you good, but nigga, you ain't good. Because now you get in your mind, all I got to do is I can do it again and say, my bad. Imagine somebody just walked up to you and slapped the fire at you. My bad. Wow. You know what I'm saying? You're going to be like, hey, man, I can't fool with you no more. You keep slapping me. You know what I'm saying? Well, that's how your forefathers did your God. Hey, I brought a bull. What you mean you got a problem with me worshiping this idol in my back room and neighing at my neighbor's wife? You know, that's in Jeremiah 9. Man say they was all lined up at their neighbor's wife. Neighing. You can imagine you see a whole bunch of these cat calling at your front door. See, we was having this conversation yesterday, man. And some of the ladies thought it was ego. Because they were saying, dude say his people inboxed his wife asking about her well-being. He didn't care for it. Say his wife asked him not to say nothing. Some people feel like you shouldn't say nothing because it puts your wife in an uncomfortable position. I would say you need to know your husband. You know what I'm saying? Because if you know your husband is the type that he gonna step down, then you probably shouldn't tell him that and then be shocked when he stepped down on an individual for doing that. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, a lot of people, you know, could be ego, may not be ego, but you know what Juba told you, don't you, Lil Johnny? Niggas don't play no games no more. You know what I'm saying? And that's just one thing talking about your girlfriend. That's another thing talking about somebody's wife. You know what I'm saying? Because some people don't play, some men don't play like that. And they gonna come holler at you. Oh, you doing all right, or something like that. Now, according to him, this individual in his family has a history of being a line stepper. You know what I'm saying? Now, he said basically he didn't do as most would assume would be done because his wife asked him not to. You know what I'm saying? Some of the ladies felt like that would put the wife in an unenviable position if you step down and she asked you not to. Then I'd be like, why did you tell him? Because if you don't want him to do nothing, what's the point of telling me? Now, sometimes you do have to be cold, calculated, and strategic. You know what I'm saying? If you want a nigga to hang themselves. But again, you have to know the person that you with. You know what I'm saying? Because you got some dudes, man, like if you know your man is a killer, you can't tell him XYZ and then be shocked when he go shoot the nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like straight up. Why did you do that? You knew I was going to do that. Why did you tell me that? You knew I was going to go see him. And the first slick thing he said out of his mouth, I'm shooting him in his face. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, that's a case-by-case basis. You know, to me, it depends on the individual, how they play it. But just like one sister said, she was like, it's a multitude of dudes being her DM. She's like, her husband won't have a life if she told him every dude being her DM. And they know she got a husband. And that's why I asked her, I'm like, do these niggas know you got a husband? He was like, hey, I post them all over my social media. I'm like, and you right, because you do. And the fact that these niggas know you got a husband and still do that, and they claim to be of God, is terrible. Nigga do it every day. Man, listen, man, some of your favorite brews online or something, we to a whole bunch of women inboxing. Them women ain't gonna tell it. They just be knowing amongst themselves. They be knowing. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of them do it, bro. I ain't even saying that to be funny or disparaging. I'm just telling you, a lot of people's favorite brews, them niggas freaks and nasty. They know these women got husbands, and they sending unsolicited wee pics to these women, man. And she just keep them on the top. A lot of these boys would be embarrassed and shamed if these women went to talking about what was in their inbox. I ain't never thought about doing that. That's crazy. Man, you look like 10 years ago, you might have been on that type of time.
Yeah. You was pulling the sleeve.
Hey, boy, you was a random wee driver, boy.
You should have never responded. You should have never responded the first time.
My point is, that middle school stuff.
Nah, that grown people stuff. He grown people doing this.
By the time you get past 13, you should figure out it's not the way.
Doing that at 13 is crazy.
Wow.
You was hanging around some freaky people. It's fair. It's fair assessment.
Teens.
Golly. 13 with a phone doing that. Sad part is we attribute it to immature behavior of young people. But it really be grown people be on that for real though. All jokes aside, it really be grown people on that for real and think it's acceptable behavior. You know what I'm saying? Make it worse because they be in the word doing it. You know what I'm saying? But nevertheless, John 16, man. Verse 25. These things have I spoken unto you in Proverbs, but the time come when I shall no more speak unto you in Proverbs, but I shall show you plainly of the hour. At that day you shall ask in my name, and I will say unto you that I will pray Abba for you. There you go. That boy say no days off. At that day you shall ask in my name, and I shall say unto you that I will pray the Abba for you, because Abba himself loved you, because he loved me, and have believed that I come out from it. You see how he say that? At this point, I'm going to make it plain. So at this juncture, it's plain. You know what I'm saying? There's no ambiguity and nothing. And that's what covenantal love requires. There was never an instance where Israel did not know plainly and succinctly what Yahuah required from them. You know what I'm saying? What's the next thing I need to hit on here? Let me get this other points because we're getting to draw this out. Let's get to this Songs of Solomon too, Sibo. And I get 1 Corinthians 13 in as we go. This is Songs of Solomon, chapter 2, verse 1.
I am the rose of Sharon and the lily of the valley.
Paul, you know about Sharon? Who in here know about Sharon? You know about that place? Who know about that place? Who know where it's at? They don't know that. Huh? No.
Says the eastern Jordan.
That's it. Indeed. Come over here to 1 Chronicles 5 and 12, Susan. I just want to set that in order because it's that hill of Sharon is next to something that y'all know very well. We ain't talked about it in some years though, and that's the Valley of Achor. You remember the Valley of Achor, little giant? Yeah, no. That look say I don't recall, sir. He said it's been a long time.
First Chronicles 30.
5 and 14.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Said, these are the children of Abihail, the son of Huri, the son of Jeroah, the son of Gilead, the son of Michael, the son of Jeshashai, the son of Jado, the son of Buz, Ahi, the son of Abdiel, the son of Gunai, chief of the house of their fathers. And they dwelt in Gilead and Bashan and in her towns and all the suburbs of Sharon upon their borders.
There it is. Just establishing where that's at, right? Psalm 68. Just establishing where it's at. Now we're going to get into something else as it pertains to this particular location. Oh, that page ain't in here. My God, Psalm 68 and 15. So.
The hill of Alahym is as the hill of Bashan.
The hill of Alahym is what?
As the hill of Bashan.
What else?
A high hill as the hill of Bashan.
Go ahead.
Why leap you high hills? This is the hill which Alahym desired to dwell in. Yea, Yahuah will dwell in it forever. The chariots of Alahym are 20,000, even thousands of Malachim. The Lord is among them, as in Sinai.
In the what?
Place.
And you have what?
Ascended on high. You have led captivity captive.
And what else?
You have received gifts from men. Yea, for the rebellious also, that Yahuah Alahym might dwell among them.
Might dwell among them. Go ahead.
Baruch be Yahuah, who daily load us with benefits, even the Alahym of our salvation. Selah.
Go ahead.
He that is our Alahym is the Alahym of salvation, and unto Alahym the Lord belong the issues from death.
Go ahead.
But Alahym shall wound the head of his enemies.
Harry Scout.
Of such a one as go on still in his trespasses.
The Lord said,
I will bring again from Bashan.
I'll do what?
Bring again from Bashan.
I will bring
my people again from the depths of the sea.
That they foot
may be dipped in the blood of your enemies, and the tongues of your dogs in the same. That's
why you see him treading that wine press. But nevertheless, he equates that place as what? The hill of God. Bashan is as the hill of God. I'm going to come back round there like that. Look at that again. I'll bring again from Bashan. Tell him what Bashan means. I forgot what Sharon means. It was just in my brain. But he just told you the mountain of God is as Bashan.
That means fruitful.
So this place is fruitful. Now, what did we read last night? If you dwell in him and he dwell in you, what you'll do? Now, let's come over here to Hosea 2. Because right next to the hill of Bashan is the valley of Achor. Hosea 2 and 12. See? Let me make sure, because that might be too low. Go straight to 2 and 14.
Therefore, behold, I will allure her and bring her into the wilderness and speak comfortably.
Now remember again, speaking comfortably mean he gonna talk to her hard. What else?
And I will give her a vineyard from thence.
And the what?
Valley of Achor for a door of hope.
For what?
For a door of hope.
And she gonna do what there?
Sing there as in the days of her youth.
And what else?
As in the day when she came up out of the land of Egypt.
And it shall be.
At that day, saith Yahuah, that you shall call me Ishi, and shall call me no more Baal.
So I will do what?
Take away the names of Balaam out of her mouth, and they shall no more be remembered by their name.
And in that day,
I'll make a covenant for them with the beasts of the field, and with the fowls of Shamayim, and with the creeping things of the ground.
And I'll break the what?
The bow and the sword, and the battle out of the earth.
And I'll make them to do what?
To lie down safely.
Now see, this again is the aspect of covenantal love again, because he's performing duty. See, covenantal love has nothing to do with feelings, has nothing to do with romance. It has everything to do with sacrifice, responsibility, and duty. And that's the difference, because that's not the type of love that romantic love elicits, nor is that what is portrayed in this particular society. I told you plenty of times before, man, you know, people don't like continuity, consistency, or monotony because it's boring. That's why people don't want covenantal love. That's why a lot of people fall off from the word, because they want a love that's exciting. But as we read in one of the prefaces, you know, chesed and agape love is not exciting. And that's not love because you're constantly excited. That excitement comes from the dopamine release in your brain because you high on cocaine. You know what I'm saying? Again, that dopamine release in your brain is similar to the same pleasure centers that are lighted in your brain from using cocaine. And cocaine is a stimulant. And that stimulant leads to a euphoric feeling that goes throughout the body for individuals who've ever been around somebody who snorted. I don't think none of y'all look like y'all ever snorted no cocaine. I damn sure did. You know what I'm saying? I was good on that. You know what I'm saying? Man, I grew up with dudes. We in high school, whole time they snorting coke. I'd be like, damn. You can't even buy cigarettes legally. You snorting cocaine? I never thought nothing in life was ever worse snorting cocaine. But I can tell you one thing. Then women get on that cocaine and it's over. Her life is done. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about any level of purity you thought that woman would be able to continually possess, that went out the window. Cause not, I'm telling you, hey man, boy told you, boy, how you feeling like a freak for a dildo, boy. You don't know about that, huh? And that's unfortunate. You know what I'm saying? But nevertheless, that's what falling in love does to the brain. Because you want that intensity, you want that excitement, you want that euphoria. That's why people be like, I fell out of love when really you sobered up. So when you look at the aspect of covenantal love or chesed or ahab or agape, that has nothing to do with any level of euphoria, excitement, or anything of the sort. Give me Exodus 24:1 for the covenantal aspect of that again. Then we could get to Hebrews 9. And let me put this here, right? The reader's orientation. Because I don't think I read this last night. When we look at this here, right, this particular piece of literature is not written as a devotional reflection. It's just a diagnostic framework. Each chapter is going to build on the previous chapter. And and the concepts are not interchangeable. There are three distinctions that will be maintained. Experience is not interpretation. Intensity is not validation. And love is not a single category. And that's what a lot of people think. The intensity of how they feel in their mind validates that I love this person and they love me. You know what I'm saying? You take two people who are in a toxic dynamic of fighting, fussing, and arguing all day, and they mind that validates they love each other because of the way that they treat each other. If these distinctions are not maintained, the argument will collapse. This operates under a layered constraint. You know, historical records precedes interpretation. Linguistic form governs meaning. Archaeological and cultural context frame application. Symbolic and theological readings remain bounded by the above. Where modern terminology, neurochemical or psychological language is introduced, it serves as an explanatory function only and does not replace the conceptual categories of the biblical text. All claims are distinguished as attested fact, historical inference, and interpretive conclusion. Speculation is not presented as evidence. Now, this work is not asserting that romantic attachment is false, that emotional experience is invalid, or that desire is inherently disordered. It only asserts that the misidentification between categories of love produces predictable distortion. These distortions can be examined, tested, and corrected. That's what we after. You know what I'm saying? Because, hey, it's not wrong if you have a romantic attachment. I'm not knocking you for it. I wouldn't personally do it. But if it works for you, fine. You know what I'm saying? Great. Your emotions that you feel are not invalid because they are your emotions. Your emotions are valid. But this is the thing. They're only valid to you. That's what people don't understand. Your emotions are not valid to anyone else. That's an internal compass for you. And you have to sort those out. We live in a time period now where people want to hold people hostage for what you're feeling. It's not my job to sort through what you're feeling. That's your job. Now, if my behavior elicits particular emotions from you, then it is my job to what's the word I'm looking for? Correct and remove said actions to stop eliciting that emotion from you. You know what I'm saying? But that's your job to sort through that emotion, irregardless of what I may do or may not do. And because that's what we get at, like I said, like because that's what you get told. Your feelings are valid. That get promoted a lot, and then you have people walk around feeling like you ought to validate how I feel 24/7. No, I don't have to validate how you feel, because how you feel is how you feel. You know what I'm saying? And you know the heart is deceitful above all things and desperately wicked. And also, and that's the other aspect. Just because you have desire does not mean that your desire is disorder or confusion. Because Jacob had a desire for Rachel, and that was not rooted in disorder. You know what I'm saying? And Yahuah has a desire for Yasharal, and that's not rooted in disorder. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes because we're framed that, and I'd have to find all three of the words, because we get framed that lust in and of itself is bad when it's not that what you desire, it's not that you desire, it's what you're desiring. Because if you have a desire for your wife, is that disorderly because you desire your wife? I would hope you do. Let's read that, Civic. Proverbs 5:1. I get to what I want to Hosea 2:9. Because we have to make this distinction. Honestly, these are things that we done talked about separate from each other over the course of time. Now we're just taking all of them and discussing them all at the same time. Because we've discussed desire before, you know what I'm saying? And we've discussed romantic love before, and we done discussed godly love before, but never at the same time as a direct contrast simultaneously, so you can see the stark differences between the three. You know what I'm saying? Doing so causes us to really see the fullness of the spirit of Alahym, and then the ability to make the distinction to actually execute the spirit of Alahym, and to be able to recognize, you know what, that's really a romantic attachment, or this is really a desire rooted in nothing but the desire for pleasure. I'm really seeking a dopamine kick. You know what I'm saying? I don't really have a genuine desire for this individual that is rooted out of actual love and companionship, because companionship and attachment are two different things. You know what I'm saying? Because remember, he said, don't deal treacherous with the wife of your youth, who is your companion. You know what I'm saying? Someone who is your companion is not the same as being attached. And attachment is something that you need to serve an underlying issue. You know what I'm saying? They're two different things.
Bro was asking when.
Who that?
He on the chat, but he texted me. He was saying the part where he was saying about if somebody is holding your actions as an emotional.
Oh, hostage?
You said it's your job to correct something, the emotion.
No, meaning if you have a behavior that's eliciting anger from an individual, and you know that your conduct is responsible for them being angry, then it's your job to correct and assess and cease from committing a behavior that you know is intentionally angering another person. And the reality is, if you know you love this individual, you know that you wouldn't participate in behavior intentionally that would elicit a negative emotion from them. Now, if it's something because a person is triggered, because they triggered by something else and you do something and that reminds them, that's a personal problem for them. And they got to sort that out. Because that's not my responsibility. Because if I didn't do it to you, I can't fix it. And I'm not going to let you hold me hostage with it either. You know what I'm saying? The same thing, we were talking to somebody and they were like, okay. Well, the lady was like, you can't tell me how long I have to heal if my husband cheated on me. Listen, baby, you're not going to hold that over my head for 10 years. I'm a dealer. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not dealing with that. because I can't do it. Not me. I don't have the patience. You know what I'm saying? Okay, I was out of pocket. I did this here. You not gonna be like 4 years from now, throw that in my face. You know what I'm saying? Look here, Hope. I'm out. You know what I'm saying? That's all I got for you. Because if I done did the things to show you that I corrected that. Now, it's different if you ain't showing no pattern of behavior where you corrected that behavior. Then this person would be justified in their mind of thinking, oh, you probably still out here smashing hoes. But if my behavior is reflective that it's not what the pattern before, oh, you're not finna hold me hostage with that, baby. I gotta be free. I've been to jail before. I ain't like it. So I ain't finna be in jail in my own home. You know what I'm saying? I can't do that person. Because I'm gonna be too frustrated. And that frustration come out and you end up saying or doing something that you may regret. So it's better for me to leave. You sort that out. Because I know I was responsible for that pain. So it's different if you're responsible for that pain. But if you had 5 niggas who cheated on you before, and now you come to me, and because I went somewhere and I ain't call you, and now you think, oh, you out there with them hoes. See, baby, that's your first and last time to come at me like that. And if you do it again, you got to go. Because I'm not them. And I'm not, if you got a trigger, baby, you need to go get it disarmed. You need to go see the lady or see the people. Because I'm not dealing with that because I didn't do that to you. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not going to be held emotionally hostage by that. If your daddy did it, I don't care who did it to you. If I didn't do it to you, I'm not responsible for it. I'm not working through it. I'm not answering to it. That's not my job. I'm not doing it. You need to go get that sorted out. You know what I'm saying? That's no different if as a woman, if you be like, well, he got issues with this and issues with that, baby, that's not your job to sort that out. He got to sort that out on his own. But that's something that people have to come to on their own. I can't tell you what to do with that because you may look at that and say, you know what, I can walk through that. I can deal with that. There's no one size fits all when it comes to that because what you would do ain't what he would do, ain't what he would do, and ain't what I would do. So the only thing you can do in a situation like that is you weigh out the pros and cons with an individual, and they got to make that decision for themselves. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna tell you, no, nigga, leave him. Maybe you don't want to leave. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But I know what I have the capacity to deal with and what I don't. You know what I'm saying? And that's different. And that's what people make a mistake when it comes to things of that nature, is they want to make it a one size fits all. And it ain't no one size fits all. You know what I'm saying? Because some dudes can deal with their old lady talking to them crazy. I can't. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got but one time to talk to me crazy. I'm like, oh, no, ma'am. Do it again. I'll tell you this here. I ain't moving. I don't know what you're going to do. I ain't moving. Because you can't stay here. Because I refuse to be disrespected. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to disrespect me like that. I wouldn't care what you upset about. But that there's no level of anger that justifies blatant and open disrespect from nobody. I don't care how angry you is. You know what I'm saying? If you was that angry, you need to go sit down somewhere and get your thoughts together before you open your mouth and say something that you can't take back. Because once disrespect come out, you can't put it back in the bottle. It's out now. Because if you can utter disrespect, that means disrespect is in you for me. And as a man, I'm not dealing with that. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather be like this here. I'd be like LL, man. Sometimes I sit in my room and look at the wall before I deal with that. But that's just me. You know what I'm saying? You might be like, hey, you know, she's upset. I can deal. You know, everybody different. I just know I can't. Not no disrespect. Hell no. Life too short for that. That's what. But shoot, the Lord told you not to deal with it. You know what He told you to do, Lil Johnny? What He told you to do? Hit that roof. And you ain't up there watching no film study either. He don't even remember his rhyme. He don't even know his own rap. You see him? They don't even know his own raps, man. But listen, the word companion is kabareth. Kot, bat, Raj, and Tau, and that's companion, wife, or consort. So that's different than, you know what I'm saying, what people look at, man, that's your companion, bro. You know what I'm saying? So that's different than an attachment. I don't know if y'all know what a consort is. I ain't gonna get into something. If Zara was in here and she heard consort, she start talking about some stuff y'all don't want to hear. But that's some historical stuff. You ever heard them say Asherah was Yahuah's consort?
I heard that.
Yeah, they were. I knew that before I even got the word. No, a consort is the spouse of a reigning monarch or king or close companion.
They were saying that in Elijah, baby.
Mhm.
Jezebel.
So basically, that's a close companion. Your wife is your close companion. That's not an attachment. Again, attachment styles are related to your interaction with your primary caregiver. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't gonna lie to you. And this, because we was having this conversation the other day, it is very difficult for a lot of people, this is male or female, to understand a man who does not need, want, or desire to be attached to a woman. Who has the mental, acuity and clarity to say that this is my companion, my close companion, whom I have love for. I don't need an emotional attachment to this woman. You know what I'm saying? Because that emotional attachment is rooted in the attachment that you desired to have or to continue with your mother. And I don't need my woman to be my mother. Because that's what you see most women complaining. The stuff they complaining about is what? That I have to mother my husband. You know what I'm saying? They be like, oh, he don't know how to set his own appointments. He don't know how to do this. He don't know how to do that. People don't realize that's rooted in attachment. Because listen, man, I done had women be like, your wife gonna wash your clothes? I don't need my wife to wash my clothes. I can wash my own clothes. I don't need my wife to set my doctor's appointments. I don't need her to do this, do that, or anything of the sort. It's cool if she do it, but I never looked at a woman and be like, I need her to replace the labor that my mother did for me when I was a child, when I'm a grown man who's been doing this before I met this woman. Now all of a sudden you meet a woman, you like, oh, she can wash my drawers for me. I can wash my own drawers. Matter of fact, I know I'm gonna wash my clothes better than she can wash them, because she's not gonna wash them how I wash them. Because if I tell you to wash my clothes like this and you do it different, I'm gonna be pissed off. You know what I'm saying? And you know where I got that from? Hold on, because I asked my mama to wash my clothes a particular way and she didn't do it. You want to wash them how you want to wash them. Nigga, no. Yeah. Go ahead. Don't you do that, Leah. No. I don't need to do. No. Not for me. I can handle it myself. Because you know why? Because I know if this is just me. I know if I do it, it's going to be done how I want it done. And if I mess it up, I can be pissed off with me. Because I know how hard I work for that particular garment. The stuff that I like, you can't just throw that in the washing machine and wash it. Don't put my polo shirt in no dryer. I'm going to fight you about that. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna want to do that because I want to throw them all in here together. Now, if that shirt say wash cold, nigga, wash it cold. If it say wash it on warm, wash it warm. If it say wash it hot, then wash it hot. Don't be like, oh, I can get away with it and put it in here. No. Yeah, all that, man. If it say air dry, nigga, air dry. Don't say I'm gonna put it on low dry. Because that's gonna piss me off. Because I gave you explicit instructions and you ain't following. So to get rid of all of that, I do it myself. Hey, that's less work for you. That's less work. And guess what? You ain't got to fold them, put them up, or none of that, because I'm going to fold and put up my own clothes. You ain't going to do none of that. You got to do none of that. Wash yours in the churn clothes. I take care of mine. Yeah, because then I don't like this because these good for the. You like to put stuff. I put stuff in a certain place. I put it there because I know where it's going to be at. You want to move it. Then you even had the common courtesy to tell me where you put it at. Then you upset because I'm agitated. Where my junk at? Hey, that's your preference. I wash my own clothes. I wash for my own clothes. You know what I'm talking about? I done worked all day, came home, washed my clothes, put them holes up, everything. I got it. Don't worry about it. Yeah, don't worry about it. I got it. Yeah, I got it. Oh, I made that decision in 1996 that no woman breathing would ever wash my clothes again. Ever. Yeah, I told her don't put my jersey in the dryer. She put it in there anyway.
You just went over the fact that you use a grudge for your
He already know that.
That's not a grudge.
It ain't a grudge. No, it wasn't a grudge.
It's not a grudge.
A nigga cheating and all that, and 4 years if you holding that grudge.
Oh, it's not a grudge because I'm like,
getting over the fact your mama messed up.
oh no, because it's not getting over it. Because I wasn't mad at her. It's okay. I learned something that day. I gave somebody instruction to do. I gave explicit instruction. You know what I'm saying? Explicit. Because at this point, I'm working now.
It's not a grudge, but it is what he was talking about. You got experience that you had with your young, and it shaped how you interact with people later. It ain't a grudge, though. No, how you interact.
This is how I deal with people, period. If I give you an explicit instruction to do something, and you don't do it how, this is one thing if I say, Monka, because at this point I'm 16 years old. So she had always been washing my clothes. But now I'm working, I'm buying my own stuff. You know what I'm saying? My auntie taught me how to wash clothes properly so your garments would last. So I'm telling her, hey, I got to go to work. I need to wash my clothes. Can you do that for me? Wash these like this. Don't put these in the dryer. Cool. Got it? Gone. You ain't do that. So in that point, it's like, you know what? I'm pissed off because you didn't do that. So what can allow me to never enter into this state of pistivity again? It can't get messed up if I do it myself, because if I mess it up, then I can be upset with me. Then on top of that, you got to realize I didn't get married till I was 41 years old. So at this point, I've been washing my own clothes for almost 30 years. So I'm not looking at this as some labor I need to pass off to this woman. I can just do it myself. I don't need you to do it. We good. Go ahead. She may do it, but she's not gonna do it because I'll take care of that. You ain't got to worry about it.
You're not giving the option.
Yeah.
She might not know how to wash the clothes.
Y'all don't understand. He's not giving the option.
It's not even an option. That's not even an option. He said, I have to wash mine. I'm single, but yeah, bro, I'm with you. I don't even own a tumble dryer. Ruins clothes. No, but that's just me. Just like, hey, I know some men that they cook, and that is not something that they require for their wife to do. They're not looking for her to do that. They don't care for her to do that. That's something that this kitchen is my domain, and I'm going to deal with that. Now, from time to time, can you prepare a meal? Sure. But for me, it's the aspect of I'm not looking at a woman and saying, I need you to replace what my mama did for me. I don't need you to do that. That's not something I'm looking for, because you can replace them things, but you can have piss poor character, lack of emotional regulation, you know what I'm saying? A nasty, snarky attitude and things of this nature, but you wash my drawers, though. Say what? As a woman, you shouldn't want a man to replace your daddy. But now, see, that's different. He's taking responsibility for you, but see, it's not just the taking care of. You want this man to emulate everything your father did to you or for you, and that man's not your father, he's your husband. It's a difference. No, your husband can't be the reflection of your father, because your husband is your companion and your father is your father. So that interaction is different. No, but I mean, now the reality, because now we've got to delve in to some pimping. The reality is, from that aspect, for a man, it's always going to be, I'm going to have to interact with this woman in a father-child dynamic. But in actuality, from a godly aspect, no. No. He takes responsibility as for care and protection, but the interaction is not different. That's why I mentioned that in regards of, you hear women in this generation, I just don't want to think. I want a man to do X, Y, Z, so I don't think. That's not the dynamic of love that you want, because I'm not your daddy. You're not my child. So I would need you to have the aspect and the ability to think. Reason being why I say this, because when you read Proverbs 31 and you see how this woman is described, she is a thinker. She is proactive. She is looking at how can I add value not only to my household, but to the community around me. And then in adding that around me, I have the ability to make decisions independent of him that I know is going to benefit the house. And that's a part of that covenant love, because that covenant love is based off the two individuals. You know what I'm saying? That's a modern thing, because and it comes from the reality of most fathers messing their daughters up by saying, I'm going to do X, Y, Z, and this is the standard that men have to meet to be with you, not understanding that your father had a fidelity to you because you're his child, versus a man choosing to do that for you. And that's different. You know what I'm saying? Which is why you hear a lot of dudes complain about, oh, she wants another father. I'm not your daddy. Because he wants a companion. You know what I'm saying? So when you look at, and of course, this is socialization. This is social engineering of the society. Because I get it, understanding in the society that we live in. You meet a man, you like a man, I take pleasure in feeding him and doing X, Y, Z for him. And inherently, there's nothing wrong with that. The issue that a lot of ladies, like I mentioned, will come across is if they meet a man who doesn't inherently need or desire that from you, a lot of women don't know what to do when they meet a man of that caliber. Because now you're going to actually have to be a woman. And if you hadn't been raised to be a woman, you're not going to know what to do with him. Because he's not looking at you to be my mama. Make my doctor's appointment for me. Now, like initially, because you're young, so it's different. You gonna think that junk cute. But when you talk to some ladies who've been married for 10, 15 years and they be doing that, they say they drink. I'm tired of making this nigga appointment. I'm tired of this nigga acting like he don't know how to do nothing. Well, he don't know how to do nothing because his mama did everything for him, and then you picked that up and you did everything for him. And then that's the reverse when you look at a woman who want her husband to treat her like a daddy. She never did nothing because her daddy did everything, and now this nigga doing everything and you don't know how to do nothing. Then basically being two functional adults who we are independent of one another, but we are interdependent of each other. You know what I'm saying? Because see, some people have codependency and then you have independency, but really you're supposed to be interdependent. We're coming together and we rely on each other for different things in order to bring about the desired result that we want. And that's being a companion. You see what I'm saying? And you want to be able to enjoy your companion. He said, Ntumbo autographed a jersey for a friend of mine and his girlfriend threw it away saying it was musty. Ooh, boy. Boy, she'd have to run me one.
He filed for wearing that bitch, though.
He is, because you know what niggas don't understand? You can wash an autographed jersey. The autograph ain't gonna come out. I got 3 autographed jerseys in there right now. They have been washed multiple times. There's a Tyreek Hill jersey that's been washed multiple times. It's a Deron Williams jersey been washed multiple times. That Mark Brunell jersey been washed multiple times. Them signatures still there. Not even faded. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna tell you something real. That whole fade off, or I walk around here be stank. I ain't gonna walk around here stink.
He's so silly. He don't even want to wash it.
He don't even want to wash it. And to a certain extent, I can't even be mad at her. But you listen though, but you got some dudes who dirty like that.
For sure. You just showed. That's what I thought about. I was like,
listen, right? Because like what Lee was asking about, those are reasonable things because of the aspect of, and like I said, it's like I'm saying, I'm not attacking and saying this is wrong because every man is different. But what I'm mentioning is the aspect if you meet a man who's not looking for you, because in most women's mind, the same way like ain't he replacing my daddy? A woman thinking her mind, I'm supposed to be replacing his mama. And that's socialization. That's social engineering. So when you look at someone who is fully mature, I don't need you to replace my mama. The average woman in America, I should say, will not know what to do. Because that means you're going to have to be a woman. Because you're measuring your womanhood on your ability to cook and clean, and your womanhood is not regulated to those tasks. There'll be lost. And that's only because of the minuscule socialization of telling you as a woman that your womanhood is equal to your ability to cook and clean. That's not what makes you a woman. You know what I'm saying? No more than just, now see, the ability to produce is what makes you a man in one aspect. You know what I'm saying? But that's not the totality of your manhood. Because we know niggas who can produce and them niggas hold. You know what I'm saying? I was around a lot of dudes get some money. Them niggas was busters. You see what I'm saying? So you just have to look at that. Like I said, right? Because if that man requires something from you, like, what's your intellectual abilities? What's your intellectual capacity? What's your problem-solving ability at? Where your conflict resolution skills at? What are the intangible characteristics that you possess? What you understand about love? Do you know how to show it? Can you show love other than tooting your booty in the air? Because some women don't know how to show love other than tooting their booty in the air. That's the only way they know how to show it. Is that necessarily their fault? Not necessarily. Some women don't know how to love children. I've seen some women, you shouldn't be no mom. You know what I'm saying? So all that play a role, and that's why I'm mentioning that with the distinction between the three for you to be able to make that identification. Because if you don't know how to make that identification, that's how you end up. Because like I never understood, like I've always seen women complain about, even when I was younger, like in certain media aspects, you know what I'm talking about? Oh, this man don't do nothing. Because now they use the term weaponized incompetence. By saying that this man feigns that he don't know how to do something so his wife can do it for him. But guess where you learn that from? You learn that from doing that with your mama. When you ain't want to do something, you acted like you ain't know what to do because you knew your mama would step in and do it for you. So when you grow up as an adult, you seek to replicate that with your wife. I ain't grow up like that, so I ain't seeking to replicate because I don't care about what. I mean, come on, man, we're using a washing machine. So what's difficult about me putting my clothes in the washing machine, adding dish detergent, and pressing a button? What real labor is going into that? None. Absolutely none. Like, that's why you can miss me by this difficult to wash some goddamn clothes. You're putting your clothes in a machine and pressing a button. You're not doing anything. You're not hand washing them. You literally say, here's all my t-shirts, washing machine, Arm and Hammer, cold, spin, start, and you went and sat down. Now, if you put your clothes in the dryer, depending on what it is, open the washing machine, take dried wet clothes, dryer, high heat, 60 minutes, and sit down again. It's not like you had to take them and hang them on the clothes, the dryer string outside. You had to do nothing. The only thing you had to do was take them and put them in the machine and then take them and put them up. That's not extensive labor.
I think that honestly, I think that's the problem. That is so minuscule that you go off and do other things, and then so now you feel overwhelmed because I forgot I got this over this.
That's your fault for lack of proper planning. But I've told him that before. You can't sit back and know you got 5 tasks, and then you woke up at 8 o'clock and you waited till 7:30 to start them. You know what I'm saying? That's your fault. You could have got your black behind up, started your clothes at 9, put them hoes up by 12, and did everything else. You try to do 6 things at one time and scream you overwhelmed. That's lack of proper planning, pure execution and strategy. That's a personal problem. You know what I'm saying? Because me, myself, I'm not trying to do nothing after a certain period of time. So I'm finna get that junk over with ASAP. I tell you all the time, she still don't do it. Why you don't clean while you cooking? Because I'm going to clean while I'm cooking. I'm washing every dish.
Rule number 1 to cooking, start dishwashing.
Everything. I used to work in a restaurant. Listen, I'm talking about as soon as I'm done with the pot, whatever I'm using, washed. When all the food cooked, all Tupperware out, food going in that, what it was cooked in, washed. Because when I sit down, I'm not getting back up to do nothing. I'm finna put all this stuff up. I ain't gonna be like, nah, I gotta wash this until 11 o'clock. Lying to me. Not me. I'm not doing that, bro, because I don't want to do nothing. Yeah, I don't want to do nothing. Worry about it later because I don't want to be like, dang, I got to do this till 10, 30, 11 o'clock. I want to sit up with my feet kicked up and I can do what I want. You know what I'm saying? I know I want them niggas in the bed or them niggas in the tub at 7 o'clock. I ain't playing around with you, man. You finna get bed ready because you going to bed. You know what I'm saying? They got by the other night because I let them slide. Because I don't even let them watch TV if it's just me. I ain't cutting that damn TV on. You better play. I don't cut that TV on for them, man. Mother can go watch some. Joanne's mom. No. I'm not cutting that TV on. No, sir. And they lucky because they pushing me. No, they pushing me to be more military minded with them. I don't play. Because, hey, man, I say clean that guy. Oh, you don't want to do it? I'm going to stand over you and I'm going to bark orders to you till you do it. You're not finna buck me, man. I'm not picking up nothing. You brought all them toys out here and dropped. I'm not picking up nothing behind you. You finna pick every goddamn toy up and put it where it goes. And guess what? And I'll stand there and tell you to pick them up for an hour till you pick them up. I'm not going to stop and say, well, I'm going to just do it for you. Because that's what your mama didn't do. They get frustrated, I'm going to do it for you. I ain't doing nothing for you. I'll throw them hoes in the trash. Huh? Throw in the trash.
Knock out. So I'll say it real quick, don't you?
Real quick, boy. I go to grabbing stuff, walking to that trash. Oh! Stuff get picked up. You try to give them autonomy to do it based off the instruction. But I already know 99.9% of the time they're not going to do it based off the instruction. I know that I'm going to have to get up and I'm going to have to enforce it. And if, see, this we didn't talk about it before. You don't want to repeat yourself. I got a 2-year-old and a 4-year-old. The reality of the matter is I'm going to have to repeat myself numerous times. And I can never let them see that you got me frustrated because that's when they know they win and they know what button to push. I will not be defeated by you. Proverbs 5 minutes. I told you that before. Nigga can't beat me and he doodle on himself. You can't beat me. There's no way that you could be able to mentally, emotionally, intellectually defeat me and you defecate on yourself. Or I have to teach you how to not defecate on yourself. Your whole existence is dependent upon me. I cannot be defeated by you. I will not even allow myself to be lowered to your level. The ladies let themselves get lowered to the level of a child because they get frustrated.
I don't think about that.
I'm just saying that from observation in life because I noticed that mothers tend to be a little bit quicker with the frustration than the father do. That's why when you get a different interaction out of them than I do, it's because of the approach. You know what I'm saying? It's not necessarily inherently that she's doing anything wrong. They just approach it differently. So you're going to get a different result because you get frustrated a bit faster than he may get frustrated. So the communication is different. You know what I'm saying? And it elicits a different response and the level of patience is longer. The father has longer patience than the mother do because she get emotionally upset when this child ain't doing what she want her to do, what she want him to do, or what she want her to do. You say it is the tone. The tone do play a role because it's more authoritative. That's a fact. You got bass in your voice. You know what I'm saying? That junk.
Like, come here. I'm gonna say it 1 or 2 times. I'm gonna get up.
And then I'm gonna grab you.
Yeah.
She just yelling. I said, come here. You know what I'm saying? Because my children are hard-headed. I didn't even say they're hard-headed. You know what I'm saying? I will say, and in some instances it is, but they get in their mind that they want to do something, and the only thing that they can focus on is, I hear what you saying, but my mind is saying, I want the pictures out that drawer. I hear you, but the only thing that I can hear in my mind is picture, drawer, I want. You know what I'm saying? And that junk go away after a while. Come on, man. Proverbs 5.
My son, attending to my wisdom, bow your ears to my understanding, that you may regard discretion, and that your lips may keep knowledge.
That's right.
For the lips of a strange woman drop as a honeycomb, and her mouth is smoother than oil.
Now listen, this is the aspect of when you look at where you get caught up with romantic love. Because that strange woman coming with them smooth words, touching them feelings in your brain. You know what I'm talking about? Oh, you handsome. I like your outfit. You smell nice. Look at you. That hoe finna ruin your life, boy. You know what I'm talking about? Go ahead, man.
Say, but her end is bitter as wormwood, sharp as a two-edged sword.
Two-edged sword.
Her feet go down to death. Her steps take hold on hell.
He did tell you what she finna do. Ruin your life. Go ahead.
Say, lest you should ponder the path of life. Her ways are movable that you cannot know them.
Go ahead.
Hear me now, therefore, O you children, depart not from the words of my mouth. Remove your way far from her. Come not near the door of her house.
Don't go over there.
Lest you give your honor unto others,
Mm.
and years unto the cruel.
Listen,
Let strangers be filled with your wealth, and your labors be in the house of a stranger.
my God, today.
And you mourn at the last, when your flesh and your body are consumed.
Now you crying.
And say, how have I hated instruction, and my heart despised reproof?
You don't listen.
And have not obeyed the voice of my teachers, nor inclined my ear to them that instructed
And
me.
you're simple.
I was almost in all evil in the midst of the congregation and assembly. Drink waters out of your own cistern,
And what?
running waters out of your own well.
Listen what he say about your wife, though.
Let your fountains be dispersed abroad and rivers of water in the streets. Let them be only yours on your own, and not strangers with you.
Not strangers.
Let your fountain be Baruch, and rejoice with the wife of your youth.
Rejoice with the who?
The wife of your youth.
Tell them what rejoice mean, man. So this is one of the aspects of love. You should be able to rejoice with your wife.
That's samak, to rejoice, to be glad.
And to be glad. And your gladness shouldn't be... Like I was telling them this other day, right? Because y'all already know this. Because they were like, man, you know, 99.9% of the things that people want to do in this life, I have no desire to do them whatsoever. You know what I'm saying? None of those things elicit any type of excitement from me at all. You know what I'm saying? But for me personally, it's more important to be with your people in the time that you have with your people, irregardless of where you're at. You know what I'm saying? If you got to have joy in a good time because you got to be in a certain location, a certain city, a certain restaurant, you don't really love the people you run. Because if my people happy, then okay, I'm cool with that. But if you thinking, oh, I want to go here and see this and try, I don't want to see none of this junk. You know what I'm saying? I don't give a damn what's in none of these places. I don't want to experience any of these things because it don't move me. You know what I'm saying? If I put it to you this way, when we were young, man, and my dog was talking about, boy, we finna go to Tallahassee with some of our homeboys and move some work. And I was like, cool. If they don't smoke crack, I don't want to talk to them. I don't want to meet no women. I don't want to hang out with no dudes. I don't want to do none of that. You know what I'm saying? Man, we here to move work and go home. You know what I'm saying? And that's it. So even that, man, if we was able to go from city to city and state to state to move the word, man, I don't want to go see no sights, no sounds. I ain't here for that. If you want to go see some sights and sounds, that's your business. I ain't here for that. I don't care about seeing none of these places. It's not going to do. Okay, I go see the Hollywood sign. Woohoo! What that do for me? You go see, like, you know what I'm saying? Because people go, I want to see these places. Man, I remember the first time I went to D.C., man, it was like, we're going to go here and go there. I'm like, all right, cool. And when I got there, this is overrated. You see it now, what? You know what I'm saying? Or you go see the Eiffel Tower. So what? You know what I'm saying? It's a goddamn tower. I'm supposed to be in awe of this? It's supposed to be a great story to tell my children, huh? I don't care, personally. Does that mean I wouldn't go with my old lady? No, I don't mean I ain't going to go, but if it's up to me, I ain't going. Y'all can go. I can stay home. I don't want to go. Okay.
Nah,
listen, man. At the end of the day, this is just my particular perspective. At the end of the day, all these experiences that people want to have are always related in one thing, and that's commerce. Nobody ever sits back and talk about all these experiences of joy and connection and love that you can have with your people that don't cost you nothing. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of us don't come from an environment where people just enjoy the presence of the people who they love and care about, irregardless where they're at or what they're doing. The only way that they can enjoy them is if money is involved. Not that you're giving them money, but that money has to be spent in order for that to occur. It just can't be a random Wednesday and we just all sitting here at the house or sitting at the park or sitting wherever. And it's the fact that we are here together. Do you know what I'm saying? Because I actually enjoy being around you. Not where we got to be at. Now, everybody's different. Some people like to travel and see things. Like I said, everybody's different. I'm speaking for me. I don't need to see none of this. I don't see the allure. People talking about, you ain't going to get on a roller coaster? For what? For what? What type of joy? Oh, boy, I'm going 60 miles an hour doing loop-de-loops. That sounds exciting. Yeah, so I can be like, I don't want to do that. You know what I'm saying? Huh? What's that? Oh, yeah. But that's just me. See, people hear stuff and they think that when it's your personal perspective, that's an indictment on theirs. That's not an indictment on. Johnny might want to jump out of airplanes. He ain't wrong if you want to jump out of airplanes. My cousin like to jump out of airplanes. I'm not doing it with him. I understand.
It ain't that fun.
I got a photo in here somewhere called jumping out of airplane. You know what I'm saying? That's right, brother Craig. Everybody different. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't derive enjoyment out of that. I don't need to see any of these places. Go to New York to see what? You know what I'm saying? To see what? To smell that it stank? To see people walking fast and rude? I saw the Empire State Building. You seen one building, you seen them all. I don't want to see them places. That's what I'm saying. That doesn't excite me. I could see a play anyway. Listen, I don't have an issue with theater, but I can see a play anyway. But it ain't no level because I don't have to see it here to be like, this is going to be great. I'm going to Broadway. It's a goddamn play. A play is a play. The only difference is where they're performing it at. You could have the same level of thespians at the damn Florida Theater, at the Ritz.
They do Broadway on the road.
You know?
AFL game, NFL game, they go football.
It is level. That's a great example of level.
No, that's why I said no. But listen, that's why I said the same level of thespians. It's not where they doing it at. It's the level of the skill of the individual. They got you thinking because it's on Broadway, it's of higher ability, so you can go up there and spend your money. It's a mental trick. It's people who doing plays who good enough to be on Broadway. They just don't know nobody who can put them there. Because it's on Broadway don't mean it's good. Typically. Depends on the perspective of the person watching. Because I've seen Broadway plays who got negative reviews. So that's it.
It takes a lot to get you
Yeah, you know, a little Escumo and Fame. That's all you need.
that's true too now.
Little old Scola.
That is true.
That's all you need. Just a little old Scola.
That's right now. But we talk about that a lot.
Just a little old
Willing
Scola.
to do some things, we'll put you some
We'll
places.
get you somewhere.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? But no, I'm just saying like it's an aspect of, okay, I'm not moved by that. Look, go somewhere to see what? For what? You know what I'm saying? Like I have literally taken on the mind, all that junk is vanity and vexation of spirit. I could care less. I could care less. You know what I'm saying? I'm not moved by it. The prospect doesn't excite me. It may excite you, and that's fine. You know what I'm saying? But guess what? The prospect of we could go from Jacksonville to Columbus to Columbia to New York to Louisville to LA and move some work. Let's do it, dude. I'm talking about let's go ahead then. We got gospel for every corner, every block, every city, every neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? Some people ain't gonna be like that, bro. I don't want to go to see them. I'm ready to go home. Well, go home then. I still got dope in the trunk. Till it's all, and guess what? It's never ended. It never stops. Listen, it never stops. We could be out here infinitely. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Shoot. He said, oh, Craig said he the same. He drove through London one time. Can't stand the place. Because you notice people who live in them places, they don't be excited about them things that people who don't live there are excited about. I lived on the beach, never went. And I lived down there. They go crazy.
That's what he's saying. He's saying like niggas who not from that place.
Yeah, you go.
New York, hate New York. Niggas go there and be like,
Oh, this is the greatest place in the world.
That's what they told us. I
think they love being from there more than living there.
Okay, that's what I was thinking too. Like, they proud of where they from, but
They don't want to live there.
South Beach any day than the Bronx or Brooklyn. They can take South Beach.
That's why they be getting from out of there.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? I'm out of here. I'm out of here, B.
Why the hell, B?
You know what I'm saying? But no, that's just me though. Yeah, that's what some people moving word don't excite them. And they supposed to work for the Lord.
Yeah.
Well, take the light.
They always taking a day off. I can't preach today, brother. I need to spend time with my family. Mm-hmm. Get your goofy behind out of here, man. You know what I'm saying? Man, I treat moving this word like a bag of crack, man. They get on out here and get off. I'm out here all night, too. That's a nighttime drug. Don't nobody go to sleep. I ain't going to sleep neither. You say Yahuah don't get weary, no sleep, no slumber. Ain't no sleep. Moving work. You know what I'm talking about? Come on, Zip. What we at with?
You go to Proverbs 5?
Yeah. No, keep on going. Wife for you. Read that part of wife for you, man.
Verse 18.
Come on.
Let your fountain be baruched and rejoice with the wife of your youth. Let her be as the loving hind and pleasant roe. Let her breast satisfy you at all times.
All times.
And be you ravished always with her love.
Tell them what ravish mean again. We read that word like that.
Shagal, to go astray, straight, to err, to swerve, to meander, to reel, to roll, to be intoxicated.
Be drunk off of love, man. You know Beyonce, she told you about it. You know what I'm saying? And that aspect, being filled with her love is not the aspect of just emotions. It's the love that this woman actually exhibits. Go to Proverbs 31, man. Verse 25. Look at the type of woman, a godly woman is described as being, the type of love that she would exhibit, the type of character that she possesses.
Strength and honor are her clothing. She shall rejoice in time to come.
That's right.
She opened her mouth with wisdom, and in her tongue is the law of kindness.
So boom, pause. And what? Read that again.
Say she opened her mouth with wisdom.
So number one, this woman possessed wisdom, so she got coke mouth. And in her tongue is what?
The law of kindness.
Tell them what kased is, man. Just read that for him.
That's goodness, kindness, faithfulness.
So her tongue, it speaks of faithfulness, goodness, and kindness. If she speaks of it, that means she behaves that way. You know what I'm saying? This is what you drunk off of. Her faithfulness, her goodness, her kindness, her wisdom. That's the love you drunk off of. If we talk about Alahym is love, and these are the elements of his spirit. Come on, sis. Keep on.
She looks well to the ways of her household and eat not the bread of idleness.
She ain't lazy.
Her children arise up and call her Baruch. Her husband also, and he praised her. Many daughters have done virtuously.
But you have.
You excel them all.
What else?
Favor is deceitful and beauty is vain. But a woman that fear Yahuah,
she shall be
praised.
So then her reverence for you. This is the love you're supposed to be intoxicated off of. But most people are not intoxicated off the intangibles of their spouse. And it's not really her fault because she wasn't raised to possess these things in this God-forsaken society in the first place. You know what I'm saying? So you would have to take that into account. Because usually a woman is going to be either an extreme variation of her mother or an exact replica of her mother. It's forfeit how she interacts with men. Because she's usually going to replicate how her mother interacted with her daddy. Because that's what you're going to draw from. You know what I'm saying? Of course, you're going to have sprinkles of her own personality. The reason why I said it, because your mama's the one who teaching you these things. So if your mama is belligerent and disrespectful and rude, you probably going to be belligerent, disrespectful, and rude. If your mother is a humble, kind, and caring woman, then you probably going to be a humble and kind and caring woman. Now, what sometimes that come in at is when the daddy interfered. Don't you rely on no man. You know, and Biggie said, I got my daughter this college plan. Now your daughter can't be nobody's wife because she's a husband. Now he's gay now because he's effectively with a man. You know what I'm saying? Well, you all right, boy. Come on back to Hosea 2.
You want the Exodus 24?
Oh, yeah. Covenant right there. You got to get on the point. And after that, you can go to Hosea 2 and 18 again. And I'll pick up in Songs of Solomon.
And he said unto Moses, come up unto Yahuah, you, Aaron, Nadab, and Abihu, and 70 of the elders of the Asherah, and worship you afar off. And Moses alone shall come near Yahuah, but they shall not come near, neither shall the people go up with him.
Right.
Moses came and told the people all the words of Yahuah and all the judgments.
He told them all the what?
all the words of Yahuah. And
Now, I'm mentioning that there because this is dealing with duty and responsibility. This is what he said.
And all the people answered with one voice and said, all the words of Yahuah have said will we do. And Moses wrote all the words of Yahuah and rose up early in the morning and built an altar under the hill and 12 pillars according to the 12 tribes of Yasharal. And he sent young men of the children of Yasharal.
Okay, that's good. Now they've entered into that. He said all cities are horrific to move about in. We live in villages and small towns outside the city. I could believe London is congested. You know what I'm saying? But listen, when they heard those words, they agreed to the covenantal duty. I want you to go to Romans 9:1. I want you to listen to what Paul said about this. And after that, we go back to Hosea 2:18. Now, I've mentioned all this stuff about excitement with those cities because that's what people look. When you're living for a constant sense of excitement, you're looking for a constant sense of dopamine. You're looking for a constant sense of an emotional rush. And that's why people get into to godly love and they don't want it. Because godly love doesn't have a constant sense of excitement because godly love does not elicit a dopamine release. It don't. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it do and it don't. Because people was like that before technology. You know what I'm saying? It just affects the children different. Like this generation of children won't know a world where there weren't devices. You know what I'm saying? So that's why a lot of them are depressed and are socially awkward and lack proper communication skills because they don't go outside and interact with children as say people in my generation did on a regular basis. They're interacting with people online. Or as I heard a dude said, this is probably the wisest set of children but the most emotionally weak. And I was like, that's a fair assessment. Because this generation of children are very wise and savvy when it comes to a lot of things, but they are mentally and emotionally weak. And that's a detriment, to say the least. Go ahead.
I say the truth in the Mashiach, I lie not. My conscience also bearing me witness in the Ruach HaKodesh, that I have great heaviness and continual sorrow in my heart. For I could wish that myself were accursed from a Mashiach for my brethren, my kinsmen according to the flesh, who are Israelites to whom pertain the adoption and the esteem and the covenants and the giving of the law and the service of Alahym and the promises, whose are the fathers and of whom as concerning the flesh of Mashiach came.
Now you notice how he said the service of God, the covenants, all these things pertain to covenantal duties, which is where the love of God is made plain. You know what I'm saying? The love of God is not rooted in feeling. Because remember, he said, I couldn't swear on any greater, so I swore on myself as it pertains to Abraham. So the fidelity and love he had towards Abraham was based off duty to word, not duty to feelings, not duty to chemical releases in the brain, not duty to emotion, which is probably why the divorce rate in the United States is so high. Because, you know, people over here just focus on, well, the men ain't this or the women ain't that. But it's really the aspect of it's just a ceremony and it's just a license. It's not covenant that's bound by duty. They don't see it that way. You know what I'm saying? You see it based off whatever the emotion is elicited from said individual. And when I can no longer get high off of you, I need to go get high somewhere else. And they may get high off themselves. You know what I'm saying? And that's really all it's about. Like, if you just really sit back and you look at it, I'm talking about whether from direct personal experience from the people around you or even your own life experience and or what you see in the society at large, you really see people chasing a high. You know what I'm saying? Just chasing a high, but talking about how they want love and love is this. But effectively, people don't want that because love requires sacrifice. There's no way around it. This is why I've always stated from my assessment of being in the word that most women don't want a godly man. Because what they have an idea of what a godly man is versus what the text say it is diametrically opposed. They don't want that. You know what I'm saying? Because the type of love that he gonna give is not the type of love that society has painted in her brain what a godly man would give. Because they've painted in their brain that, oh, Jesus gonna give you everything you want. He wants you to have abundance, just that in the third. So you think it's God, but then they don't realize, oh no, that comes with mercy and compassion and sacrifice and discipline. And come on, this man say, I'm an austere man. He said, I'm rigorously self-disciplined and I'm uncompromising. So then godly love comes with no compromise, no lowering of standards. You know what I'm saying? Rigorous discipline, I didn't know this came. I don't want this. Because that doesn't elicit a feeling. They thought it was going to be a euphoria. You know why? Because when they get you in that church, you know what I'm saying? They get like somebody like Lee Husband to hit them chords. You know what I'm saying? Get somebody who got nice vocals to elicit an emotional frenzy. Then you got somebody around here talking about they catching the Holy Ghost when in actuality, you're having an emotional disturbance. You flopping around, running around this doggone building. This ain't to ridicule these people. I'm just telling you this is what occurs. Now everybody is in this euphoric state. So now you perceive that your encounter with God is supposed to be a continual, euphoric, emotional, frenzied state. And now you're expecting this man to produce that. But Yahuah didn't produce that euphoria you had on that Sunday morning. That nigga pitting them chords and that woman singing and that pastor guiding and leading did all of that. So you dropped that $20 in that bucket. What do you say? Pass that plate again. Lock the door. That's why a man could tell a woman, I told you to bring me 2,000. You bringing me 1,200. That's why he could do that. You know what I'm saying? Because of the emotional response of the perceived love that you have towards this man and this God that he's telling you about. He said, honestly, the children in the late 70s or 80s were emotionally weak too. A lot of horrible things happened during that time. And I can see why you would say that. But looking at these young kids I done seen and juxtaposing it when I was their age, oh no, we weren't weak like that. These niggas weak. You know what I'm saying? When I say weak, meaning that they don't know how to handle adversity or problems well. Now, I don't know what that gentleman meant when he said that. But I know the autonomy of being outside and moving around and being with your peers with no adults around forces you to have the ability to learn how to solve problems and deal with adversity to where if you always in the house, you know what I'm saying? And you don't have interaction with other children other than when you at school. Yeah, you're going to be socially awkward. You know what I'm saying? Cause shoot, I couldn't even imagine. No, I couldn't even imagine if there was a son that could snap and I could go back to being 10, 11, 12, 13 years old, 15, 16 years old, living how they living. It's just terrible. I wouldn't want nothing to do with none of this. Bro, I ride past basketball courts every day. Don't nobody be out there. Man, when we were teens, boy, all them holes was gonna be filled. Whether niggas was playing or not. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, dang, you niggas don't hang out or nothing? Y'all just in the house texting each other, huh? FaceTime a nigga. Don't FaceTime me, I'm a man. I just said that's what Big Show say Stone Cold told. Say he FaceTime to me, say, man, what are you doing? You don't FaceTime another man. He said, hang up and call. He said, I just want to talk to my friend. He said, hang up and call me regular.
Nah, for real. That's funny, man.
He said, hang up, but that's not funny. He said, hang up and call me regular. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it do depend on where you're from. I can say, shoot, boy, these jits out here, boy, they different. They can't handle much, but they don't get an opportunity to. You know what I'm saying? And that's not a bad, it's a good and a bad thing. It's good because they don't, then again, that's why they're doing all them damn team takeovers, because they ain't got nothing to do. I ain't gonna say they have nothing to do. You niggas just don't go hang out on a random Thursday in your neighborhood. You niggas got to get on social media. Let's go down to the Riverwalk, 1,000 deep. Hell no. I knew I wouldn't have went to nothing like that. Y'all talking about taking over something? I'm gonna take my butt to the house. I know ain't nothing good coming from this. You talking about 1,500 kids, man, somewhere, man? Oh, no. Come on, man. Read me Hosea 2:18. I can't deal with that. That's too much. For real, bro.
And in that day will I make a covenant for them with the beasts of the field, and with the fowls of Shamayim, and with the creeping things of the ground. And I'll break the bow and the sword and the battle out of the earth, and will make them to lie down safely.
Yep.
And I'll betroth you unto me forever. Yeah, I'll betroth you unto me in righteousness and in judgment and in loving kindness and in mercies.
Now listen, this is covenantal love. Loving kindness, mercies, faithfulness. You know what I'm saying? This is what covenantal love is, because he said it's what I'm gonna betroth you in, meaning this is what I'm espousing you in. This is the foundation of the covenant that I'm making with you. Read that part again.
So I will betroth you unto me forever. Yea, I will betroth you unto me in righteousness and in judgment and in loving kindness and in mercy.
Righteousness and judgment.
I will even betroth you unto me in faithfulness. You shall know Yahuah.
Listen, Sean saying the only FaceTime accepted was if you're trying to discuss something that could be wiretapped, apparently. I ain't gonna lie to you. They can tap that FaceTime too. Oh, that doesn't even matter. You know what I'm saying?
You trying to show a nigga something? That's it.
Yeah, that's about it. You just sitting here talking about what's up, my nigga. Just you know, that's random. And you be like, hey, boy, I got somebody with me, boy, and you want to know what I'm saying? I'm not finna sit on FaceTime with no grown man for 45 minutes talking, looking at the nigga in the face. You just sitting on here looking at him. What's up, boy?
Good to see you.
Women do that job all day long with 3-4 niggas on the call. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you're cool with that. I don't want to look at no man like that. It's too intimate for me.
I just say close your eyes.
I'm gonna put the phone down.
Hang up and call back regular.
Call back regular. No, that's that dude. That's just how dudes be like, damn, nigga, you calling me what you FaceTiming me for? I done heard dudes say, what you FaceTiming me for? You know what I'm saying? Like they said, that even sound crazy. You want time with my face, cuz? That's crazy. You know what I'm saying? I don't want time with your face, man. That's wild. Come on, see if you can read a song. That's how me too. Hey man, when you're not wrong, you're not wrong when you're right. That's all I got to say. Come on, Zibo.
You want me to start back from verse 1?
Go ahead.
I'm the rose of Sharon and the lily of the valleys, as the lily among thorns, so is my love among the daughters.
As
the apple tree among the trees of the woods,
so
is my beloved among the sons.
I sat down
under his shadow
with what?
Great delight,
and its fruit
was sweet to my
Now
taste.
pause, listen, man. As the apple tree among the trees, my beloved among the sons. This is my beloved son in whom I'm well pleased. Now again, this is the rose of Sharon. And this one here, because you know certain chapters got headers, right? I forgot how they headed it in here. They said this is the admiration of the bride. So in this instance, this is the Shumanite woman speaking of her admiration of her husband. You know what admiration means, right? It means one who holds one with great reverence and respect. So now she's speaking of as an apple tree among the woods, so is my beloved among the sons. Let's look at Colossians 1:14, so how you can see that he's beloved among the sons or held with higher esteem.
In whom we have redemption through his blood, even the forgiveness of sins, who is the image of the invisible Alahym, the firstborn of every creature. For by him were all things created that are in Shamayim, that are in earth, visible and invisible, whether they be thrones, dominions, or principalities, or powers. All things were created by him, before him.
What up?
And he is before all things, and by him all things consist.
I am all things consist.
And he is the head of the body, the assembly, who is the beginning, the firstborn from the dead.
That he might what?
And in all things he might have the preeminence.
That's how he's among, as the apple among the trees of the wood, so is my beloved among the sons. He excel them all. Go ahead.
For it pleased Abba that in him should all fullness dwell, and having made shalom through the blood of his state, by him to reconcile all things unto himself, by him I say, whether they be things in earth
That's
or things
good.
in Shamayim.
Now come back and tell him what shadow mean in verse 3.
A cell, a shadow, or shade. Shadow, shade as protection.
Protection. I sat under his shadow with great pleasure, with great kafas. And his fruit was sweet to my taste. You know what I'm saying? Now tell him what sweet mean, man. And taste just mean mouth.
That's my food, sweet or sweetness, a pleasant thing.
A pleasant thing. Now, what can you derive from that? Obviously, it's another verse in Ezekiel 31, if I'm not mistaken, and Daniel 4 that speak about how all the fowls of the air dwelt in his shadow. You know what I'm saying? So you dwell under his protection. Because when you cover, what does it tell you? He that's born of Alahym, sin not, and who don't touch him? The wicked one. The wicked one. The wicked one. You know what I'm saying? You dwell under his shadow. How can he touch you? Now he say, your fruit was sweet to my taste. Now, what is pleasant to your taste? What is the fruits that he produced? Of course, you know that's the fruits of the spirit that's pleasant to your mouth. He said, open your mouth wide and I'll fill it. Or he that hunger and thirst after righteousness shall be filled. All these things are relating to the covenantal aspect of the love that's made there. But he finna go further because he brought me to where?
To the banqueting house.
And I'm sick of what? I'm sorry. And his what was over me?
His banner was over me was love.
Now tell him what the banqueting house is.
Banqueting is Yahuah, that's wine.
That's the wine house. We didn't talk about this, but it's been a long time. He took him to the wine house. Well, where did he take him to the wine house? He said, if you eat my flesh and you drink my blood, you dwell in me as I dwell in you. It's taking you to unleavened Passover. Because he said he brought me to the wine house and his banner or his standard was of love. Read him John 13:1, man. Listen how it's described. And again, this is the chesed or the loving kindness, because he said that's what he would draw you with, or the agape. This is the sacrificial love that's being written about. Its fourth is on the testimony level, like we read in Romans 16:25.
Now, before the feast of Passover, when Yahushua knew that his hour was come, that he should depart out of this world,
he loved,
having loved his own which were in the world, he loved them unto the end.
He loved them unto the what?
Unto the end.
Tell them what end means.
That is telos, the end.
What you think that means to the end? That meant he loved them all the way till he said, it's finished. You know what I'm saying? And he said, and she's saying, hey, he brought me into the banqueting house and his banner was love. Again, he's saying, hey, love them as I've loved you. And if you love one another, you see, this is a reoccurring thing, because again, I think I say that at least from a biblical standpoint, people have an issue as it pertains to love, because you're looking at it from an emotional standpoint of what they may have seen in certain Christian churches. I can't speak on it. I ain't never been in there. But what I can tell you is, when you look at it from a biblical aspect, this is a service that is rooted in a covenantal agreement agreed to between two parties. You know what I'm saying? So when he say, my Father has sent me, and I know that the commandment he's given me is life everlasting, and I lay my life down and I pick it up again and no man take it from me, because that's based off of when I seen you in your blood and I said live, and I took my skirt and I covered you because it was a time of love and I entered into a covenant with you. I seen the sins that you was enamored with and I covered them, which taking us back to go yet love you a woman, beloved of a friend, better yet an adulteress, to the children of Israel who looked to flagons of wine. Come on, see, we're going to tell them what a flagon is right here in verse 5. Tell them what that is, man. Stay with me. What's staying over there?
Flagons, comfort me with apples, for I'm sick of love.
Tell them what flagons is right there, man.
That's ashisha, that is a raisin cake.
A what cake?
A raisin cake used in sacrificial feasts.
Nah, there's only 3 sacrificial feasts. What day is it?
Passover.
Is he right with that, Muffin? There's 3 sacrificial feasts. He said one of them Passover. That's right. What's the other one, Sid?
You got
Give him a pass because he was driving. He tired.
atonement.
No.
So you got Passover, Pentecost, and Tabernacle.
That's it. That's the only sacrificial feast you got.
I understand why you said atonement.
I did too. But atonement, trumpets are not considered sacrificial feasts because your attendance is not mandatory.
Yeah.
And because with Passover, Pentecost, and Tabernacles, no man can show up empty-handed. Can't show up empty-handed. Sacrifice got to be given. But these raisin cakes speak to this sacrificial feast. So when she's saying, stay with me, flagons, comfort me with apples, tell them what comfort me, because I'm sick of love. You can tell them what sick mean now also.
Comfort is rafah, to spread out, to support, to refresh.
Support and refresh me.
And sick is talat, to be or become weak, to be or become sick.
I'm weak and sick of love. And based off the love he had, what it said, little Johnny? I'm exceedingly sorrowful, even unto death, because I'm sick with love. You know what I'm saying? I'm sick with it. But nevertheless, comfort me with your apples, support me with your apples, and stay with me with these raisin cakes. When you look at how it described the unleavened bread, it's described as what? Cakes. You know what I'm saying? But nevertheless, and where's his left hand at, Sibby? Oh, it's verse 6.
It's under my head, and his right hand do embrace me.
I charge you.
O you daughters of Jerusalem.
By what?
By the roads
and the hinds
of the field,
that you stir not
up, nor awake my love till he please.
the voice
Of my beloved,
behold.
he come leaping upon the mountains, skipping upon the hills.
How I say he coming back, Darius? How I say he coming back?
When you crack the sky, we coming back as David.
No, I'm talking about right here. It say the voice of my beloved, behold, he come leaping upon the mountain, skipping upon the hills. Oh no, he missed it. How you say he coming back? What he coming back with? That too, but he got to kill a nigga first.
Come back with 10,000 wings.
My mother Sharona said, my Oliver, missed the key point. Say he coming back with a what? A great shout. Now you hear the voice of my beloved. I thought y'all would pick up on that and say the voice of my beloved. Coming back with a great shout. Now your Mount of Olives statement, the blood and all that come in after that. But before that there, great shout. The sound of a trump and the Ark Malachim.
That's it. The voice of many waters. They said that? I'm checking. That's what I have in my head.
That's in Revelation where it say his voice sound like the voice of many waters, and in Daniel 10. But read them Joel 3 real fast. Is it Joel 3? Yeah, Joel 3 and 12. Because this is a shout that we can look at in Isaiah 54. When you see, like, you look at now, the husband is returned for his spouse. Because that wasn't abnormal in antiquity in certain societies where the king would be a spouse to a woman and then go handle some things before he take that woman. So that woman would be preparing herself for the arrival of her husband. You know what I'm saying? That's why those parables are used in that capacity, because that's not abnormal. You know what I'm saying? That's not abnormal. At least back then. You know, now ain't nobody finna get engaged to no woman to dip out for a year. You know what I'm saying? Yes, you're in the army. You know what I'm saying? Hope you ain't in the Navy, come back home and she got something in her bigger than yours. I've seen that a couple times living in Mayport. I said, my God, today. Go ahead. I'm for real. What is this white woman stayed next to us when we lived in CO's, boy? That man get on that boat, boy, ground and pound. At that point, I wagered a couple of them children probably wasn't even his. Now, you know, we hustling. You see it, though, because, you know, living on that beach, a lot of them live down there. You live in Atlantic Beach, you're going to be around a lot of people who in the Navy. The same way, living on this west side, a lot of them work at NAS Jackson. You know what I'm saying? You see them everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Yes, is the valid decision after his feet touchdown? Yes, ma'am. That's when they gathered up. Gather all up in one place to battle, as it say in Revelation 17. So you see them like that, but you know, Mayport smaller than this here. You know, living on the west side, you know, they can be ducked off everywhere. They can live anywhere over here. You know what I'm saying? But boy, Mayport ain't that big. Then you got off-base housing down there too. You know what I'm saying? So you see that. We young, so you see stuff, and you be like, dang, because you know, like, okay, they live in apartments. He on the boat. That's not her husband who just came from out of there. You know what I'm saying? You be like, dang, you ain't gonna say nothing because that's their business. You know what I'm talking about? But that's when you know. When he hit the door, Jody coming in. You know what I'm saying? Jody over there. Go ahead, man.
Let the heathen be wakened and come to the valley of Jehoshaphat, for there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about.
There it is. Go ahead.
Put you in the sickle, for the harvest is ripe.
And
come get you down, for the press is full, the vats overflow.
That's
for
right.
the wickedness is great.
Come on.
Multitudes in the valley of decision. For the day of Yahuah is near in the valley of decision.
Go ahead.
The sun and the moon shall be darkened, the stars shall withdraw their shining. Yahuah also shall roar out of Zion and utter his voice from Jerusalem.
He gonna roar out of where?
Out of Zion.
Utter his voice from where?
Jerusalem.
And what's gonna happen?
Shamahim and earth shall shake. Yahuah will be the hope of his people and the strength of the children of Yahuah.
Now read me Isaiah 54 and 4. And this is when you see, okay, I'm gonna take my wife. She gonna hear my voice. She gonna be happy. Because now it's a time of love. My beloved become leaping upon the mountains, skipping upon the hills. Isaiah 54 and 4.
Fear not, for you shall not be ashamed, neither be you confounded, for you shall not be put to shame, for you shall forget the shame of your youth, and shall not remember the reproach of your widowhood anymore. For your maker is your husband, Yahuah of hosts is his name,
That's
the
right.
Redeemer, the Kadash from the Yasharah.
Tell them what widowhood means real quick.
That's all my news, widowhood.
Go ahead. Now, you know we just talked about that. Say the high priest can't do nothing but marry a woman who was a widow who had a what before?
Priest.
Go ahead.
Say the Alahym of the whole earth shall he be called.
That's right.
For Yahuah hath called you as a woman forsaken.
Forsaken.
And grieved in spirit and a wife of youth when you was refused, saith the Alahym. For a small moment have I forsaken you, but with great mercies will I gather you. In a little wrath I hid my face from you for a moment, but with everlasting kindness will I have mercy on you.
See, that take it back when they say stay me with the flaggers and comfort me with apples. I'm sick of love. You know what I'm saying? You brought me to the bank, and that's really with verse 5 even more in particular. They're dealing with the apostles, and they sitting down eating with him. You know what I'm saying? And after he rose, because it's still unleavened bread, so it's still that sacrificial feast. When he sat down and ate with him, they said, "Didn't our hearts burn within us?" Why he, spoke to us by the way, because they ate fish and bread. You know, it was still unleavened bread, so it was them raisin cakes. You like raisin cakes, don't you, Sylvia? There's some raisin biscuits right there. Them ain't raisins in there. I'd be mad if it was raisins in there. You just eat raisins by themselves. Feel like eating raisins too close to eating prunes. And once you eating prunes, that means you're old. You eat prunes, boy? Yeah, I need to eat prunes. I gotta stay right.
You like eat grapefruit?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Old niggas do eat grapefruit.
I don't eat grapefruit. They say grapefruit help keep your blood pressure low, but grapefruits are disgusting.
I'm saying, that's what he said. That was a joke.
It didn't work because I don't like it. I never eat grapefruits. Grapefruits are a deplorable piece of fruit. Emma asks, is the Euphrates River by that valley? I don't think so. I'm not sure. I have to look at a map. Somebody know about that off the top of their head? I'm not sure. Hold on, let me look.
I thought that was in the land. You didn't say the Euphrates.
No, Mother Sharona just asked about that. The Euphrates flows from Turkey through Syria and Iraq to the Persian Gulf. They say it's drying up for the last 70 years. From what it looked like, it doesn't. No, ma'am. It's not close to it. Yeah, that's what it said. It's drying up. So it seems to be closer to Turkey, Syria, and Iraq, closer to Babylon than the land. Come on back, Civic. Songs of Solomon 2:8.
The voice of my beloved, behold, he come leaping upon the mountains, skipping upon the hills.
My beloved.
It's like a roe or a young hart. Behold, he stand behind our wall.
He looked forth
at the window,
showing himself
through the lattice.
Now, what is this windows that he looking forth through? Looking through the windows of heaven, boy. I see you niggas. Somebody dying. Go ahead. My beloved
spake and said unto me,
rise
up, my love,
my
fair one, and come away.
Now, what that verse 10 take you to? Don't worry about it. I help y'all. 1 Thessalonians 4:13. He said, rise up, my what? Beloved. Rise up, my love, my fair one, and come away.
But I would not have you to be ignorant, brethren, concerning them which are asleep, that you sorrow not, even as others which have no hope. For if we believe that Yahushua died and rose again, even so them also which sleep in Yahushua will Alahym bring with him. For this we say unto you by the word of the Lord, that we which are alive remain unto the coming of the Lord shall not prevent them which are asleep.
Now this pertains to, again, the covenantal love of raising from the dead. Remember I was reading Isaiah 14 the other week? When it says the hell beneath shall be moved for you at your coming. That's a part of the love. You know, in John 5, he said there's those that are in the grave shall hear the son of Adam's voice. And those that hear shall arise. You know what I'm saying? So that love is contained in that covenant because everlasting life is a part of that new covenant that wasn't a part of that old. Or that kinsman redeemer, because he said, I will ransom you from the power of the grave. Or I will pada or rescue or deliver you from that. So individuals being raised from the dead is a part of the element of that covenantal agreement.
You know, I'm God, but I'll see you
I think that's Psalm 17. You know what I'm saying? Say, I see him. Read that for me. Psalm 17 and 14. Or it could be Psalm 16. But we'll figure it
out. From men which are your hand, O Yahuwah, from men of the world which have their portion in this life, and whose belly you fill with your hid treasure. They are full of children and leave the rest of their substance to the babes. As for me, I'll behold your face in righteousness.
I'll behold your face in what?
In righteousness.
I'll behold your face in what?
In righteousness.
And what else?
I shall be satisfied when I awake with your likeness.
Awake with your similitude. And if you say you seen me and you seen my father, you awake with my likeness. Notice say, wait, you're gonna get up, you're gonna see me. You know what I'm saying? So when we look at that in that capacity, again, that's a part of the covenantal agreement, because he was willing to die so that he, with the agreement he made with his father to be resurrected from the dead, so that if you lived in Yahushua and Yahushua lived in you, he can fulfill that covenantal agreement. You know what I'm saying? It's all about duty. That's what that love looked like. And that's a part of the kased, or the love and kindness that he would draw you with. Because in your condemnation, I offer you salvation. And in that salvation, you get Noah, or you get comforted from the ground that Alahym is cursed. Come on back to Songs of Solomon 2 and 11. We got about 6 more verses in the chapter, man. We out of here, man.
It's like, for lo, the winter is past. The rain is over and gone.
Look, he said, what? The what is past?
The winter is past.
Why is that relevant? Tabernacles. Because regardless of no people screaming, you don't know when he coming back. You don't know the day or the hour, but you know the time frame. You know the season. Because he already been here for Passover, and he been here for Pentecost, and there's 3 feasts he gotta appear, and the last one is Tabernacle, and we know what Tabernacles means. See what it means? Booths, and what else? Ingathering. That's when you gather the harvest out the field, which is why he used that verbiage of gathering the harvest and separating the wheat from the tares in Matthew. That's the last one. You know what I'm saying? So that's when we know he's coming back. So when the winter is past, it's over with. The rain is over and gone, because he said to the early and what? Latter rain. It's over with. It's a wrap. Go ahead, man. The flowers what?
Appear on the earth.
The time of
the singing of birds
and the voice of the what?
Turtle.
Now you see how that works? Now read me Jeremiah 33 and 14. What it say?
Behold, the days come, saith Yahuah, that I'll perform that good thing which I have promised unto the house of Yasharal and to the house of Yehuda.
Listen.
In those days and at that time will I cause the branch of righteousness to grow up unto David.
Go ahead.
He shall execute judgment and righteousness in the land.
That don't sound what I want. Keep on going.
In those days shall Yehuda be saved, and
That's
Jerusalem shall dwell safely. And this
No, I got you in the wrong spot. Go to 10. Actually, go to 9. I had you in the right chapter. I got you in the wrong verse. Jeremiah 33 and 9. My apologies.
And it shall be to me a name of joy, praise and an honor before all the nations of the earth, which shall hear all the good that I do unto them.
That's right.
And they shall fear and tremble for the goodness and for all the prosperity that I procure unto it.
That's right.
Thus saith Yahuah, again, there shall be heard in this place, which shall be desolate, without man, without beast.
Now I want you to listen to this. He said, the winter is past, the rain is gone, the flowers appear on the earth, the time of singing is come, and the voice of turtle is heard in our land. Listen what you're going to hear.
Without beast, even in the cities of Yehuda and in the streets of Jerusalem that are desolate, without man, without inhabitant, and without beast.
Listen.
The voice of joy.
The voice of
gladness.
The voice of
the bridegroom.
The voice of
the bride.
The voice of
them that shall say, praise Yahuwah of hosts, for Yahuwah is good, for his mercy endure forever.
Now I want you to pause, because again, I reiterate this every time we read it. Jeremiah seeing a vision of hearing voices rejoicing at the salvation of Yahuwah. And you have to pray and hope that the voice that he heard was yours. That's just not no random thing. He giving him insight. He said, I hear the voice of gladness, the voice of joy, the voice of singing, the voice of the bride, the voice of the bridegroom. That ain't just no random voices he hearing. Read it again, sis.
The voice of joy, the voice of gladness, and the voice of the bridegroom, and the voice of the bride, the voice of them that shall say, praise Yahuwah of hosts, for Yahuwah is good.
And his mercy
endure forever. And of them that shall...
And the voice of what?
And of them that shall bring the sacrifice of praise unto the house of Yahuwah.
Sacrifice of what?
Of praise unto the house of Yahuwah. For I will cause to return the captivity of the land as at the first, saith Yahuwah.
All this is part of covenantal love. Because remember, he said the bride and the bridegroom. This is the husband and his consort, his companion, the wife of his covenant, the wife of his youth. Did I not make him one that they might have the residue of the spirit? All of these things. And he's executing all of these things because when I saw you in your blood, I told you to live, and it was the time of love, and I entered into a covenant with you. You know what I'm talking about? Come on back. Verse 13.
The fig tree put forth her green figs,
and the vines
with the tender grape give us good smell.
Arise.
My love, my fair one.
Remember, he told you when the fig tree comes to the food, that's when you know it's a wrap. Oh, my dove.
That are in the clefts of the rock,
in the secret
places of the stairs.
If let me see
your countenance,
let me hear
your voice,
for sweet
is your voice,
and your countenance. Now that's what we just heard in Psalm 17. Read John 5:25. We said it earlier. Shoot, we read it off the paper. We ain't got but 3 more verses.
Truly, truly, I say unto you, the hour is coming, and now is, when the dead shall hear the voice of the Son of Alahym,
and live.
They that hear shall live. For as the Abba have life in himself, so have he given to the Son to have life in himself.
That's right.
And I've given him authority to execute judgment also,
Why?
because he is the Son of Man.
What else?
Marvel not at this, for the hour is coming, in the which all that are in the grave shall hear his voice, and shall come forth, they that have done good unto the resurrection of life, and they that have done evil unto the resurrection of damnation.
No, it ain't the plug, man. You got to take that junk out the jack, and then put it back in there. Go ahead.
I could of my own self do nothing. As I hear, I judge.
That's good. Now listen what he said, man. They gonna hear his voice. They gonna see his countenance as sweet as his voice. Same way as it was sweet for Lazarus when he got up. But let's look at verse 15. Look at what it say.
Take us the foxes, the little foxes that spoil the vines. For our vines.
What y'all think verse 15 talking about take these foxes, the little foxes that spoil the vines. Let me see how deep off we're gonna get with it. Dude.
I don't think the sons of the adversary.
Yeah, that's talking about the beast, man. Remember he called Herod a fox who spoiling the vine. See, read me something in Isaiah 16, man. About verse 4. They must be done, man.
Let my outcast dwell with you, Moab.
Let my what?
Outcast dwell with you.
Why?
Be you a covert to them from the face of the spoiler.
Come on.
For the extortioners have an end, the spoilers cease.
The extortioner have an end, and the who? The spoiler cease. Well, who's the extortioner and the spoiler? The man of sin, the son of perdition, the beast. That's who it is. Come on. That's good. Back to Songs of Solomon 2:16. My beloved
is mine,
and I
am his,
and he feeds
among the lilies.
Remember, he say, all that the fathers are mine. Until the day
break
and the shadows
flee away.
Come on, man.
Turn my beloved, be you like a roe or a young hart upon the mountain.
We mentioned it earlier, man. Go read Zechariah 14:7. They can see when the day break and the shadows flee. You know when the shadows flee because he's gonna make the moon go dark and the heavens gonna roll up like a scroll.
But it shall be one day which shall be known to Yahuah, not day nor night. But it shall come to pass that at evening time it shall be light.
At evening time it shall be what?
It shall be light.
Like when that day break, go back and tell them what day break means.
Well, day is Yom, so that's day, time or year. And then break is puak, to breathe, to blow.
And there it is. So we still got a lot to do. I didn't even get to 1 Corinthians 13. But we got time, if the Lord permit. So hallelujah for Yahuah in the word, man. You know, remember programming though. We're gonna be out east next week, man. So shoot, gotta pull up at 1:00 so we can stream by 1:30. Early we get down the bell. Especially this time of year, that means I'm trying to get out there and play. Get the hell away from me.
I got a question. I'll read over 15. Take us to foxes, little foxes, blah blah blah.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, like trying to take care of the small issue before ruin everything.
Oh no. Give him foxes by definition. Amen, Sister Regina. It's more so the foxes were spoiling. So you know, if you read, he went to make war with the woman and the remnant of her seed, and those who have the commandments of God and the testimony of Yahuah, or how it mentions in Daniel that he would make war with the saints. You know what I'm saying? Or how even it begins in Zechariah 14:1 about how the cities would be destroyed, the women would be ravished, or how the Lord made mention of if it wasn't for the elect, if it wasn't for the elect's sake, no flesh would be saved. So these foxes will be, and you can give them the definition of spoil, will be running roughshod over the whole earth.
Foxes is a shual, a fox, a burrow, or also a jackal.
A jackal.
Dog.
This nigga's a dog. Oh, dog.
And spoil
Dog.
is cabal. You got to bind, or you got to take a pledge, to lay to pledge, to destroy, spoil, to deal corruptly, to offend.
So this individual, these foxes are destroying, dealing with the people corruptly, and offending against. So it relates to the behavior of the man of sin or the son of perdition, because he gonna be destroying and dealing corruptly with the saints. Read in Revelation 12 and 14 since I referenced it.
And to the woman were given 2 wings of a great eagle, that she might fly into the wilderness, into her place, where she is nourished for a time and times and half a time from the face of the serpent. And the serpent cast out of his mouth water as a flood after the woman, that he might cause her to be carried away with the flood. And the earth helped the woman, and the earth opened her mouth and swallowed up the flood which the serpent cast out of his mouth. And the serpent was wroth with the woman, and went to make war with the remnant of her seed, which keep the commandments of Alahym, and have the testimony of Yahuah.
So that's what he's saying. Hide, take us the foxes, the little foxes that spoil the vines. And then you can look at the vines, especially when you're looking in Isaiah, that we are his pleasant vine. So these foxes that spoil and dealing corruptly, it could be the beast, or it could be the wicked amongst the people, the false prophets, those who hate the righteous, all that.
All right. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir. But yeah, I appreciate y'all and bless y'all the house Alahym in the name of Yahuah. So remember, y'all willing, we're gonna be out east next week. So every time we out there, it's an earlier start time. I mean, we should be there by 1 so we can start at 1:30 or shortly thereafter. So that effectively by 4 o'clock or so, it's over with. You know what I'm saying? Because he's gonna be working towards the aspect of he don't got to be there. You know what I'm saying? And then after that, you know what I'm saying? Shoot. Y'all can do what you do. Oh, the east side of Jacksonville, Mother. The facility that we was at, the first, how many days we was at there? 3 days of unleavened bread is on the east side. You know what I'm saying? But nobody who from the city say I'm on the east side. They just say I'm out east. So yeah, I appreciate y'all, man. Y'all willing, man. Till Wednesday, and we'll do it again. Yeah, that gonna do be wild when they say that on the east side of Jacksonville. Or they be like, they said in